Bienvenidos otro capítulo de Más o Menos. What is up, guys? We wouldn't be Mexican if we're not late, so I do apologize. We had some technical difficulties, so I do apologize for that. But we're here, finally, another episode, episode 10, capítulo 10 de Más o Menos. We are back. We have made it. This one has been a very difficult episode to get going, but we're finally here. We've made it. Danny made it last minute. Clutch basket at the buzzard. He is here. Danny, I'm excited to see you. You got the glasses going.
I got the Matt Murdock.
The Matt Murdock glasses going. Hello. Good really to see you, my friend.
Good to see all of you. Valkyrie, Jose, Mendez, everybody. All right. Everybody in the chat. It's good to see y'all. I've not streamed just in here in quite a minute. That's probably why it took so long. The last time I think I streamed was like September. Like early.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So in the last Copper Drive appearance I had was at Austin's 2 weeks ago,
yes.
For the 100th episode. So thank you for having me on, man. You've dusted off the technology, and it's like, it's like if Tony Stark went down to his cave and like starts turning on all of his arc reactors and his cars and his suits. Yeah, so you brought it back. Collection's looking sick, man. I like that Batmobile.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. And then, his competitor wouldn't be a show without an opposition. Valkyrie Magnus stepping up. I called you last minute. I called you and I was like, Valkyrie, I need you. And you stepped to the plate. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm just, fantastic. Just glad to be here. Thanks for having me on the show.
I appreciate it. And welcoming back two former competitors. Now, both of these guys will be in a very special tournament coming up soon. And they're both in the same tournament, so they might face off against each other. We don't know. First, I want to go off with one of the more recent competitors, Harrison, Viking Collectibles. Harrison, how are you doing today? ¿Cómo estás, mi amigo?
Hello, how are you? Yeah, good. Yeah, doing well. We're excited to be back.
Back to your roots, man. You made your debut on this show, right?
Yeah.
We love having you, man. So appreciate you.
Seems
and
like
now you've gone on.
Time ago now.
Yeah, I know. And you've gone on to be a star now somewhere else, and that's fine. That's totally cool. Just don't forget that donde veniste, where you come from. So I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you. And filling in for Marco as my co-host today is actually Eddie Money Mendez. Eddie, ¿cómo estás, mi amigo? How are you?
Hey, I'm pretty good. 10 a.m., dude. Not bad. And I was still late, dude. I'm not even the fill-in for the main, though. I'm the fill-in for the fill-in. I'm the backup Avenger today. So me and Jose have switched spots officially in the YouTube world. I am now the backup.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy to think about it? I still remember the first episode I ever streamed was an episode of LWO, and Marco brought me in, and it was Joey was on there, and a couple other people were on there that weren't regulars. So all the people in the chat were like, who the hell are these guys? Like, where'd you pull up these backup Avengers from? You know what I mean? People were like, it was one of those things where people were like, who is that guy? And I was like, I'm sorry. They just asked me to be here. Don't blame me. But it's good to see all you guys here. We're going to get started on their warm-up, but some technical things here. I want to figure out la música, the music. Let me know if you guys hear it, okay? No, that's an applause. Hold on. Yeah, you hear that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The nice elevator music, hell yeah.
The elevator music? Wait, hold on. What should we go with? Daydreaming?
That's a good one.
Okay, we'll go with that.
That's that classic music.
Alrighty, guys. We're going to get started with our warm-up. We're going to jump right in with the warm-up in just one moment. I just want to say hello. There's a couple people in the chat. I want to say hello. First and foremost, hello to Vita, former competitor, also going to be in the tournaments coming up. We're going to get into the tournaments a little later today. She says, good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Good to see you, Vita. Glad you're here. Viking in the panel and on the chat, warming them up. Hello, good evening. I got my girlfriend Elizabeth in the chat as well, saying morning to everybody. And I got Fig Poser in the chat as well. And again, me from Marco's letting you guys know we were having some technical difficulties. and Vita commenting on the backup Avengers, and Valkyrie as well in the chat. Thank you, my friend. Let's get started with the warm up. Now, usually we do a little different here in regards to the warm up. I'm going to go ahead, for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and proceed to a different warm up today. It is the Halloween hangover, right? And when it comes to the Halloween hangover, I know we all are kind of feeling it right now, but I know that a lot of us this holiday season, we're watching all these horror films, right? We're revisiting some of the classic, maybe some of the newer horror films out that have been established by guys like Jordan Peele and other guys like that, James Wan, and so films like that. And I was wondering, I wanted to bring this up to you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me go ahead and share my screen in just one moment. And my question to you is, give me 1 second. It's hard when you don't have someone else to help you. Marco, I'm mad at you. Right. There it is. It's coming. I wanted to know, who do you guys think is the horror movie GOAT? So who is the greatest of all time? Now, all these guys are, I feel like, the classics. But if there's someone outside of this list that you guys think is the GOAT, definitely mention it. Let us know what you guys think. I actually want to go to my co-host first, Eddie. Eddie, what do you think? Who is the GOAT in your opinion?
This is not like I'm not the biggest horror guy. So for me, it could literally change based on how I'm feeling. But I guess when I was a kid, I always thought Freddy was, but I think it was because I was the most scared of Freddy. Like, I always thought Freddy Krueger was the cool guy back then, but I didn't watch Michael Myers as a kid. I don't think I watched any Michael Myers films until I was like already out of high school, maybe. Or maybe like in high school. But for me, it was always Freddy Krueger, or the original It could have been one for me too. And then I love Jason, but I think Freddy was always at the top of the list for me. I used to think people loved Freddy too. I felt like during Halloween, all the adults would dress as Freddy. All the kids definitely dressed as Scream, for sure. Especially when I was in like elementary school and middle school. But yeah, for me, it was always Freddy.
Yeah, Freddy's. I think it's one of those characters that's, it is scary in a way, because it's like you're not even safe when you're asleep, so it's like he can attack you in your dreams, and everybody's had nightmares, right, at some point in their life, I'm assuming. If you've never had a nightmare, let me know. But I think that at one point we all had nightmares, and so that seems like it's such a real thing that could happen. And so someone that's haunting you, and basically whatever happens in the dream happens in real life, is definitely scary. I want to go next to Valkyrie. Valkyrie, what do you think? Who is your horror icon GOAT?
Let's see, because I don't really watch horror movies, but I have watched them. Let's see. For me, the GOAT for the scariest was is it that Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy there at the bottom?
Oh yeah, it is. Leatherface.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that was just like the grossest.
Yeah.
For me, it was like it was funny for Freddy Krueger. I remember everyone told me it was going to be the scariest movie, right? And I fell asleep.
Oh gosh, you fell asleep watching Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
That's hilarious. Oh god.
And probably my runner-up would be Pennywise. Just the creepy look he has.
Yeah. Anybody who's been watching Welcome to Derry?
I'm waiting for that.
No, not yet.
All fully
drop.
I've watched the first one.
Got it. All right, I do want to go and check in with the chat. I think we have a couple more people that came in. I have Philly, Eddie the Killer Filler. Oh, hello. He says, Buenos dias todos ustedes. Philly, good to see you, man. How are you? Hope you're doing good, my friend. And I believe that's it. Figure Poser says, might have to be Freddy. All right. Elizabeth says hers is Ghostface. All right, Ghostface. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Figure Poser says number one is Freddy. And Jim says, oh, this is tough. Freddy is my favorite, but Leatherface was the scariest for me growing up. Yeah, I mean, if you see what that whole family does, it's a little uncomfortable, and it's just like, and it's funny because I actually watched the original for this holiday season, and I was surprised how it's not that gory. Like there's not as much blood as I was expecting. It's more about what you're not seeing, right? And everything else that's surrounding it. Yeah, it's just kind of like, whoa, absolutely. Well, Danny, since I got you, who is your horror icon go? I know you were at a Halloween party. I know you were dressed as Ghostface. I
was Ghostface. That seems to be the easiest and the most comfortable. I did Michael Myers a few years ago. It's not very comfortable. Speaking of Michael, though, I would have to say Michael Myers. These are all very iconic gentlemen in their own right, but I don't know, man. I think something about Michael stays true to the test of time. If you watch that 2018 movie, especially when it first came out with a packed audience, that shit made Michael Myers scary again. Like that one-shot take where he's just on Halloween night going through Haddonfield, taking people out like at random. It's scary as shit. So I'm gonna have to go with Michael, dude. Even though Ghostface is a close second, I will say that Leatherface would be the scariest, though. Like a giant ass hillbilly chasing you with a chainsaw, where he's wearing like your girlfriend's face. That's a pass for me, dog. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then you see all those human remains. Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh gosh, man. Oh gosh. We've got a couple people who have made it. I want to check in. Jim says it's the chainsaw sound, and the chase at the end is the most tense I've ever been watching a film. Yep. I was watching that on a Saturday morning. My brother was here with his friend, and we were watching it, and they had never seen it. I think his friend at least had not seen it, and we were all glued to the TV for that final scene. Absolutely. Vita says she hates how much she likes Pennywise. Yeah. Nicolio is here. He made it. Amigo, hermano, ¿cómo estás? You made it. He says he made it. MJ's Thriller, where the werecat is the scariest horror icon ever put on film. Ooh, that's a good one. I didn't add him on the list, but you know what? That's a good audible there, man. That's a really good one. I think it's definitely iconic. That song, it's very much in sync with Halloween season.
I was pissed off, man. I didn't hear a single Thriller song last night. Not a single Thriller. I didn't hear Ghostbusters. I was mad.
What?
I know.
No way.
Who was
the DJ? He's fired.
I know. That's what I even told him. I was like, bro, how the hell are you not going to play Thriller or Halloween or Ghostbusters on Halloween night? But you're going to play Jason Aldean. Yeah, I was pissed.
That's so crazy. And Eddie says, I like the Ed Gein story so much, and it gave me so much more appreciation for Leatherface. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that. Yeah, I mean,
but he's
Hannibal Lecter.
I don't know about that, mother.
And Fake Poser says the 2003 version was so wild. I thought it was based on a true story. That intro with the news clips, the sound was wild. Yeah, I mean, because the way they sold it, Michael Bay sold that reboot was very much like based on a true story. You know what I mean? And like this was based on actual events and blah blah blah. Like they made it a little more like they kind of like. Then it really, like if it actually really was thing and like a real thing and like a documentary. That was interesting, an interesting play, and it actually really helped sell that film. Do you guys, those who have seen that remake, do you guys like the remake? Does anyone like the remake more than the original?
I'd say it's just as good as the original. Just because of the atmosphere. Once again, that was the scariest part of the original, and the fact that this one was able to not only make Leatherface, once again, just like Michael Myers of 2018, scary again, but I mean, it gave you some of the most iconic scenes. Like he's wearing, I forget dude's name, Kemper's face, and he's just like turns and it shows like his eyeballs through it. It's one of the creepiest scenes in any movie of all time. Not to mention just how scary Leatherface looks in the film. He runs as well. Like he ran in the original, but like this one hauls ass. And there's nothing, like I said, scarier than a hillbilly running at you with a chainsaw. So yeah, that remake is pretty damn good, man. Especially for its time, 2003. They don't really make horror movies like that anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Bob, Tiny Art Guy, has made it. Hey, Bob, good to see you, my friend. He says, good to see you, fellas. Hope everyone's keeping well. Yes, good to see you, my friend. All right. Harrison, have I got your thoughts on this?
No, but I'll make it quick. Michael has jumped up massively for me, obviously, from watching all the movies lately. But Freddy is still my number one, and I still think he's the creepiest. Although Pennywise being a clown, most people hate clowns, even if they're not scary clowns. So I feel like Pennywise should be up there, and Jose's gone. Yeah, I think that Pennywise should be up there, but Freddy is still definitely the favorite. I think there's just something about Freddy and the fact that you cannot get away from Freddy, even as you say, when you're dreaming, he's there. So for that reason, I think I'd go Freddy.
Absolutely. Sorry about that. It kicked me out. So the technical difficulties continue, guys, but we're gonna keep going. All right. So thank you guys for that. I do want to get into some figure talk because last time I didn't get into the figures right away. We had some complaints in the chat. So he was like, "We want to talk about toys," and I was like, "Relax, we're getting there." So let me pull that up. Let's see. Let's go into the quick hits section. Quick hits. Where is my quick hits? I guess it's gone, but okay, that's fine. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So, let's see. Is there one in particular any of you guys wanted to talk about first?
Whatever.
Yep.
Whatever. I did not hear what you said, Harrison.
I said nothing in particular. Whatever one you got first.
All right. There it is, then. There it is. Okay. We will talk first about something I know Harrison wants to talk about because he's the one who talked here. So let me know what you think about this interesting fella, because I don't know anything about this guy, but I know you can tell us because I know you know. I know you have this on order. So what do you think of this guy?
Higgs, yeah, I love Higgs. This is awesome. The game is not for everyone. I know that. Even if you are a gamer, it is one that can be tricky to get into. But if you give it a chance, it's one of the best stories I've ever played. And Higgs is the villain of the game, and he's just amazing. And this is his style. Obviously you can see from the second game he looks very different in the first game, but I'm glad that we're getting his look from the second because it's a lot more out there with the colors. He's more of just sort of like a guy in army clothes in the first one, whereas this he's a bit more popping, I would say. But I love this piece. I absolutely love it. They've absolutely nailed the likeness of Troy Baker as Higgs. The base is great with the part of the coffin that he comes out of when you first see him. You've got the rooted and the sculpted version, so if you're a fan of the rooted, you've got the choice to get it. I don't think it's necessary, although saying that, both of the Death Stranding figures, they are, so far from what I know, are the only two artisans that have limited pieces that come with the actual exclusive pieces that you can't get in the other one. So for Higgs, it's the poncho he wears and the gold guitar, and for Sam it was the gold mask, and you can only get that if you get the artisan version. So they are making certain accessories exclusive. But yeah, I absolutely love this piece. And yeah, you're right, I have already pre-ordered this. This gonna go straight next to Sam. But yeah, it's amazing. It's gonna stand out, especially with the colors with these orange armor. And yeah, I love this piece. I would actually say this could be better than Sam, and Sam was pretty good.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Now, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend that I know anything about this character. So that's why I wanted you to talk about it, because I know you do. I know you have this on order. So I was like, he'll tell us what it's about. Does anybody else on the panel know what this is about or played this game?
No.
A resounding no.
I'm not the only one. I know other people that do want this piece. It's not just me that's ordered it.
I looked up Troy Baker, and I feel like he's Harrison's doppelganger. looks just like him to me.
Oh, really?
Wait,
wow.
back up. That's Troy Baker.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Troy Baker. Yeah,
What
same
the
guy
fuck?
that,
Wow.
same guy that did Joel.
No way. That's
yeah.
that figures that Higgs is Troy Baker.
Yeah, that's his face. Yeah.
Ain't no way,
then-
dog. Ain't no way,
Yeah.
bruh. What?
Yeah, and it looks to what he looks like in that game with the gold running out the eyes and the mouth.
That's like almost like Colin Farrell as Penguin levels of like makeup
Yeah.
effects. That's insane, dude.
yeah, it's very
Wow.
good.
I know
Does
Figures and Fandom is all over this one. I know he's a big fan of Death Stranding.
Yeah, he is.
It's just a very like you have to really pay attention to the story. There's just so much to it, and it is so interesting if you give it the chance. I love this game.
Is his weapon a guitar that turns into an axe?
Kind of. He actually does play it. They have like a rock off in a fight. But
man.
yeah, he uses it as he like fights with it as well as plays it. It sort of shoots bolts when he plays it.
That's
It's,
pretty
it's
sick.
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Do you want to go in real quick to the chat just on the last segment? For me, Art the Clown would be up there. He's one that I'd be most afraid of these days. Art the Clown was one I did not include on the graphic, but definitely up there. A lot of people really, really like those Terrifier movies. And I did want to say hello to my friend here, Feezy, former competitor as well, going to take part of that tournament we talked about very, very soon. And we'll get into those details a little later. But good to see you here, Feezy. There you go. And I believe. Oh, and Feezy says Jose told me his plan was to get everyone to not buy this so he can get it. Oh, you know. He says Troy Baker does look like Harrison. I can see the resemblance. Yeah, I think I've met Troy Baker before once. I went to this panel that had like, it was an animated DC Lego film, and it had like a bunch of like famous like voiceover guys, and one of them was Troy Baker. But I think I've met him. I've met the guy who voiced Spider-Man. I'm totally forgetting, but he voiced him in the Spectacular Spider-Man. If you ever seen that animated show,
Okay.
he was there too as well. Brick Artemis, good to see you, man. He says Troy Baker is the GOAT. Yep. He says, isn't this guy a member of Mana? If anybody knows who Mana is, that totally plays Philly. Epic Rosie says, I'm happy this is getting made for the fans. How does this stuff like this get made? But we don't even have a Venom from Spider-Man 3 or another X-Men from the early 2000s. Shaking my head.
It's that likeness approval, man. Licensing approvals are expensive. It's the same reason why we don't have a Namor from Wakanda Forever. It's the same reason we don't have a Penguin from the Batman, you know? So.
Yeah. All right. And then I also said Orlos Bookies. Yeah, I could see that. All right, guys. Anyone have any more thoughts on this Higgs? All right. And guys, I do want to take a little moment here. Gio wants to come in for a quick moment here.
Jim.
If you guys don't mind, let me bring him in. Hey, Gio, man.
Hey, Gio.
Hello, guys.
What's up?
Hope you guys are well. I'm actually just gonna go on here. I think this is probably I debated which way I should relay this information. I was thinking either dropping it in the chat or texting, but unfortunately, our friend and fellow collector Roberts has passed away.
Holy shit, dude.
It's been less than an hour or so. His partner Matthew called me and he provided the information. He does thank the entire community. All of you guys reached out and messaged me to find out how he was. And I've been back and forth with all you guys. He appreciates every one of you guys, wishing him well, but unfortunately he did pass away. That's Robert Burns, Feel the Burn. He's been on Fingers Talk for almost a year. So that's why I'm not here. I wasn't here earlier, but I'll be posting something on Instagram. But yeah, I just wanted to provide that information there, guys. So, yeah.
Thanks, Gio.
Thank you, Gio. I know that was hard for you, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Gio, for letting us know.
Yeah, and again, thanks guys for again reaching out to me and checking the status. I've been getting updates. He's been fighting for a while. He's been in the hospital for like 16 days, and but finally, it came down to this. But yeah, but that's it, guys. So thank you.
Thank you, Gio. Thank you for coming and doing that. I really
Thank you.
appreciate you, man. Thank you, Gio.
Yeah, so I'll like I said, I'll post something on Instagram. I'll do something, in honor of Roberts on this channel soon. But I'll give you guys more details later. But that was it, guys. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Gio.
Take care, Gio.
See you later, Joe.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
Later, Gio. Well, this is such a huge thing, guys. It's hard to even deal with. I'm kind of like at loss for words. Robert was the champion on this show, but he was champion in the community, man. And I don't know, man. I love that dude, man. I always chat with him, and he was always there, And if you guys don't mind, it's hard to believe. I was trying to be in denial about it, but it's real. If you guys don't mind, let's do 60 seconds of a moment of silence. I know it's tough when the stream is like there's nothing going on, but if you guys don't mind joining me in 60 seconds of a moment of silence for my man Robert. I'm going to turn off the music as well if I know how to figure that out. Let's see here. And can I figure this out? Yeah. 60 seconds for my man Robert. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys doing that. Such tough news. If you guys wish to say something about Robert at this time, you can. Do not feel obligated. Again, I'll just continue by saying that Robert was he was a great friend. He was on this last episode of our show. He was a competitor on the show, and he was so happy to be on. He was just excited about it. I remember going over his pitch with him, and we were chatting about it, and he was so excited about it. And he threw me that Christina Ricci thing at the end because he knows, how I feel about that. And man, he was just like that. He was just always willing to be there for you and be a good friend. And if there's something you guys want to add, definitely feel free to do so.
Oh, that's crazy.
He's definitely somebody who was always attentive to the chats, right? Like I don't think I ever noticed a chat that he wasn't saying hi to somebody who was commenting or in the panel. So, no matter who you were.
Yeah, and I streamed with him a lot on Geo Show. That's where I met him. I mean, he's been in the chats for Collecting Weekly for a long time, but that's where I got to see his face and start like an actual friendship with him. And he would message me on Instagram all the time, and we'd joke back and forth. And he always thought my jokes were a little crazy, and he was funny that way. And dude, I don't know how old he was, but dude, to me he felt young. Like, this is crazy. I didn't even know he would. I mean, I knew he was sick the last couple weeks because he had mentioned it. He did a post on Facebook, I believe, and Instagram and stuff, and so I knew he was sick. I didn't know it was that serious or anything. And then Gio made that post the other day where he was, back in the hospital. I was like, there's no way, dude. That's crazy. That's I don't know. In the last couple of months, or I don't remember when Thomas passed away, but like it's crazy, we build these relationships with people through collecting and through Instagram and these streams and stuff, and losing them is, I know most people don't understand it, but it's like losing a friend, especially like, when you're messaging them, or it's not like I talk to him all the time, but he'd respond to my stories on Instagram and we'd go back and forth and crack jokes at each other and stuff. And so like
he did that.
That's crazy that it's crazy to think that that's not going to happen anymore. I won't see him on Gio's stream or talking about horror stuff, and it, that's also wild too. Like right on Halloween, it's got to be like one of his favorite days, and yeah, it's very sad, very sad.
Absolutely.
Actually, I have two things. Go
ahead.
With
Yeah,
Robert.
Absolutely.
I remember one time he was trying to get on to the Ben Thomas show, but he didn't know how to log on, get in. So I said, you know what? Let me take care of this for you. So I signed him up, got him in, and he goes, "You're in tomorrow. You're fine, right?" So he was like, "Okay, good, thanks." And so after that, I showed him how to sign up, and he started doing a few shows for Ben Thomas, which was cool. But there's this one that always makes me laugh. I don't know why, but so someone sent out this inappropriate figure. It was really, really risque, right? And it was in our figure lowdown group, and someone said, "Hey, someone should show this to Brick Artemis because this is terrible, right?" And I was like, "Hey, Robert, can you do this?" And he was like, "Oh, sure. Get the gay guy to show this too."
He was so funny about that too.
Yeah. But it was just all fun. So I don't think we ever showed it to Brick anyways, but we forgot about it. But just he just made us all laugh with that comment.
Yeah. He was so funny, man. He was so funny. Harrison, you had just recently streamed with him, gotten to know him. A lot of people were jokingly saying that you guys were rivals, but it was an affectionate thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I mean, I only just streamed with him on Gio's channel for Horror Talk, and he seemed great on that. He was it's such a shock that he's gone. It's mad. Like, you think that he was on my first stream with you as my competitor, and that was great, and his choice was great. And then I spoke to him afterwards on Instagram, just like everyone else, and he's just such a nice guy. And then we were joking about the fact that we kept getting put up against each other, and then we went on Horror Talk, and yeah, it's crazy. He's going to be missed.
Absolutely. Fabio comes in. He says he's sending his prayers and love. I mean, I think we're all in disbelief, man. He was definitely. Absolutely. I was telling my mom about this too. I asked her to go ahead and keep Robert in her prayers. She's in the chat as well. She wanted to come in. Sympathies and condolences for his family. Absolutely. Let's keep our sympathies for his partner, his family, his loved ones, and everyone that loved Robert. He did. He definitely loved Henry.
Oh, that's true. Dang, man. One of my fellow Snyderverse supporters. You hate to see him.
Yeah.
I'm going through all the DMs on Instagram I have from him, and literally every single one is him joking about my story, or me sending him some stuff and us joking about it, or he's just funny, dude. He got not a lot of people, I mean, people get my sense of humor, but it could piss people off or rub people the wrong way, and he got it, and he was funny, dude. That sucks, man.
Absolutely. Vita sharing Robert was one of the first people to start chatting with her. Yeah. Yeah, he was like that. He was always really funny, always willing to chat, always very responsive, always like joking and very supportive. I'll never forget how supportive he was. He was always very willing to support you. He was always willing to do things for his friends. And it just, he would always ask how your day's going. Yeah, he did that. And that really, and I think that really goes a long way. Like, you know what I mean? Because oftentimes we get so caught up on the whole figure aspect of things like this, right? And we kind of forget that we're all human, right? We all have lives. We all have things that we're dealing with, right? And sometimes even you don't even know it, but sometimes someone simply asking you, "Hey, man, how are you? Like, how's your day going?" goes a really long way, like because maybe you're having a bad day. And someone asking you something like that really, really could help in that one moment, And it's something so simple, such a simple gesture. And I feel like sometimes we forget about it. I think I'm guilty of it. I think we're all guilty of it sometimes. But it definitely goes a long way. Is this Dean the Dream? Yeah, I believe
I want to say it is because Dino might.
Hey, Dean, good to see you, my man. Yeah, very sad. Adam is in the chat as well. It says Robert would always crack me up whenever Star Wars would come up because he was not into it, and we would all laugh. Very sad. Yes, he was like, "Oh, this is Star Wars. You don't care about my opinion."
You always supported me on Copper Drop when I would be anti Star Wars whenever I have to talk about a new release or some shit. He's like, "I'm right there with you, man." Or he'd be like, "Oh, damn, Austin's here. I get to glaze over these muscles for the next 2 hours."
He always said that. It was always funny.
He used to fuck with me too, because when I first met him, I didn't know he was gay, and like I didn't know, and I thought he was just being nice, and like he kept fucking doing it. And I was like, "Oh, he's fucking with me." What a good soul, man. What a good soul. It sucks, dude, because it's like for years there was no such thing as a Hot Toys community. There was no such thing as, oh, you have friends that collect action figures, right? Like, if you had we're all guys here. If you had a group of friends growing up, maybe a few of them collected a few things. Maybe a few of them collected baseball cards or lightsabers, whatever it was. Very few or very often did you ever find a friend that collected action figures. And even rarer than that, would you find a friend that collected the same action figures that you collected, because maybe they collected action figures, but it was WWE or whatever it was. So you got this community, and then you start watching people. And for me, it was, hell, I started watching Joey, I started watching Will, I started watching Kiko, right? I started watching all these people back in the day, Sean Long, Shartimus Prime.
Yeah.
Eventually, I became an adult and became friends with all of you guys and started hanging out with the Copper Drop crew in person. And it becomes a real bond and a real relationship of friends and brotherhood. So when we lose people like Thomas and we lose people like Robert, dude, it's heartbreaking, because not only were they good people, but dude, they were always fucking talking to people, always in the chats, always making sure, like, Brick and y'all were talking about checking in on you, seeing how you were doing. Because you're right, we can often get caught up in life and new releases, especially around summertime when shit's hype and there's so much going on, that we kind of do forget that we're all just on the same planet, we're all on the same platform. And it sucks that we no longer have one of those very, very, very heartfelt people in this community with us anymore. So
absolutely. And he was one of the few guys that absolutely loved horror, right? Fabio's bringing it up here, king of horror, because he very much was into it. And one of the few people, there's not a lot of us, Danny and Harrison. I think we're one of the some of the few that really, really like horror. And so Robert was always willing to talk about horror and Halloween and all that.
Yeah, he wanted to. He's always, when me and you go to the Monster Palooza show, he was actually telling me one of the last times I talked to him, like, dang, I really want to get out there at some point to LA to go to a Monster Palooza, because we have a couple of them year round.
We do.
Yeah, man, that sucks.
I feel so shitty for his partner, dude. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Philly with the great comment here, he says, "This is my second family, and it hurts to lose one of our best. My condolences to his partner, friends, and family." Absolutely. And Valkyrie says, "Rest in peace, my friend." Yes. All right, guys. I know Robert would want us to continue, and out of respect, again, we'll try to push through the show, and then I'll let you guys continue with your days. It's definitely something that was unexpected. So we'll go through the show, and I'll try to make it quicker. Maybe I'll cut a segment or something, and then we'll go ahead and go from there. That way we can all take the day. All right, guys. Is there a figure in particular you guys wanted to chat? I know the Caustic Plastic Crow and the Han Solo are both. Anyone have a preference on which one we should chat about first?
Let's talk about this Han Solo, man.
Let's talk about Han Solo.
This Han Solo that everybody's been asking for so many years. And they finally nailed a Harrison Ford head sculpt. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in just one moment. Sorry, I have to go way back to their post from it, and it was like a week ago, right? There it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Mendez, I see that we both got a few Invisible Womans in our display cases.
Oh yeah. It's rough, man. I gotta fix it up. Just haven't had time, dude.
I'm moving to Arizona, so I can only take 2 figures with me.
Man.
So
Yeah.
It's Han Solo though, y'all.
Absolutely Han Solo, guys. This one's been one that a lot of guys have been waiting for in the community. Well, guys and gals, right? I know there's some girls in the community as well, and it finally happened. Danny, I want to go to you first. You were mentioning they finally nailed it.
Finally.
It's been a while. A lot of people did not like the confused expression. I actually have it. I don't mind it, but I do prefer this one. Let us know. Is this one that you're like, oh, I'm glad this is made. Like, I'm happy for the community. Maybe I want to get it later in the future. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, dude. I've said to myself, there's a few figures that if they nailed that, it would at least push me to get back into Star Wars, at least for a few pieces, and this might be one of them, man. This Han Solo's been a top 3 character ever since I was a kid. He's your, average cool guy, smuggler type. So it wasn't the Jedi, it wasn't the bad guy. It was just your average everyday guy, which I feel like a lot of us could relate to. So never had a Harrison Ford Han Solo in the collection, and if you had to get one, this is it, man. I know that I'm not speaking in terms of how good the tailoring is. It looks fine. This head sculpt, like we said, they nailed it. I think that out of all the Harrison Ford head sculpts, including Indiana Jones, this is definitely the best one. There's a picture where it's like almost like a undershot, where it's like, how do you describe that kind of camera angle? Almost like a low angle. It looks just like him. Like, it almost looks wax figure level, and I think they nailed it. Will I pick it up? It's a good question. Look at that shot, man. That's a head sculpt right there. I think I will get it. I just think it'll have to determine what point in life I'll get it. It won't be immediately when it releases, but it may be in the next 6 months to a year after it releases. So relatively recent time. It's definitely a cop though, man. This and the new Chewie that's coming out with 3PO on his back. This is, yeah. If you only had to have 2 Star Wars figures, some people would argue Anakin and Obi-Wan. I argue and say that Han and Chewie would do just as good. So yeah, this is a badass looking Harrison Ford figure.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. Valkyrie, what are you thinking about this? I know you're a Star Wars guy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Let me know. What do you think about this one?
I'm a guy who watched the original trilogy in theaters as a kid, so
Lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
So Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie of all. I mean, it's like I like the sequel trilogy, and not the sequel, the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy as my favorites, right? But Empire Strikes Back is number 1 for me. When it came out, was it Thursday morning or Friday morning? I can't remember. I mean, it was like an instant dopo, and even to the point where I actually had points that were about to drop in, like a whole bunch of points the next day. For me, I had to do it like right then and there. That's how much I love this figure. I forgot to say one more thing about it. Yeah, I mean, like as a kid, he was like, I mean, sure, everyone liked Luke Skywalker, we all did, but Han Solo was the coolest guy you could have. And for me to finally get him, I mean, I ordered the Return of the Jedi version, and I have it, and I like it. But this is my figure to get now. This is one I have to get, must have. So I'm happy for this.
Yes, and I want to point out this comment by my man Adam, a former Más o Menos champion. He says, Bespin Han Solo was my Más o Menos King Shark proposal. Yes. And maybe they heard you, Adam. Maybe Howard was watching our show one night. He could not go to sleep. He's like, let me put on an episode of Más o Menos, because I love that show. They speak in Espanol, but I still like it anyways. And he put it on, and he saw your pitch, and he said, I love it, Adam. You finally convinced me. And he made it. It was so, right? Thank you, Adam, for saying that. I appreciate you. I want to go to Harrison. Harrison, do you have a Han Solo, or is this the one for you?
So, no, I don't have a Han Solo. I must admit, I did get very, very tempted by this. I think I will pass purely because I only need one Harrison Ford figure, and I'm holding out for the young indie personally for my collection. But when I saw this head sculpt, I would say I had the same feeling seeing that as seeing the Aragorn from Menos. I just thought it was so spot on that they just nailed it. Absolutely. Every single angle, every photo I've seen of it, it's just such a good head sculpt. I know a hell of a lot of people are waiting on this one. A lot of people. Every time that I was watching a stream or on a stream, it's this Han Solo is the one everyone wants to have. So I'm happy for everybody that's getting it, and I think it's an amazing piece. But I won't be picking it up. Not for me, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And lastly, my co-host Eddie, what are you thinking? Is this a Han Solo for you?
I think it looks amazing, and Han Solo's always been, I think, my favorite Star Wars character. He's just so cool, and in Star Wars to not be a Jedi or have a lightsaber and be one of the coolest characters is awesome. And I think they nailed it, dude. Like, the likeness is insane. I don't have any issues with it. I know people are saying like that they don't love the hair, that, you know, they wish it was different or what. I think it's perfect. I don't really see like a way to, at least for the criticisms I've heard about it, I don't see a way to fix it the way that people would want it.
Would you take artisan?
Unless it was like, yeah, if it was artisan, but I don't know if at that length.
Yeah, they could.
If you could, well, like you could do it, but like, would it stay down? Would it stay in the right style? You know what I mean? Because I feel like the hair would fray up, or you know, or it would take a lot of product, and I don't know that would look good. I don't know. Plus, I'm not the biggest believer in artisan yet. Like, I don't know if Hot Toys is there with their rooted stuff yet. So
I think if it was artisan, I think that the hair would be probably too long, and it would give him almost like an 80s Afro look to him.
Yeah, that's like what I'd be worried, that it would come up like that. But yeah, I really like it. I'm not gonna say I'm not tempted, but like just at the current time in my collection, like I'm not super hyped on Star Wars right now, so I'm not gonna pre-order it. I might end up picking it up later down the line, but right now, I haven't been collecting too much Star Wars, so I don't know. And I always said that Han Solo might change the
I'm getting all these alerts.
The fact that I get into the OT, because I never collected OT. I always had like clones from Clone Wars or prequel stuff, but I haven't collected too much OT. So I always thought if they start doing Han Solo, now we've got two within like a year. It's crazy, dude. That's really cool. But
what they need to do is do a 2.0 Farm Boy Luke. That way you can have
they need to
Farm
do the
Boy
whole.
Leia and
Mhm.
Obi-Wan.
I feel like all of A New Hope, and I think someone mentioned that on Hope Show that A New Hope has an anniversary coming up.
I'm sure it does.
So they could do they could redo that whole line. That would be cool.
2 years from now.
Yeah.
What is it? The 50th anniversary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Yeah, you know it's gonna be huge.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was me who said that, Eddie. But it's just
Was it in the chat, huh? I know it was someone in the chat. So.
no, I was when I said it. I think when
when
I
I
came on.
Yeah.
We got Joey made it. Joey, good to see you, my man. I'm sure you're here to support your buddy Danny. Are you going to be here to vote for him? Because he's going to need those votes. So he's giving us a round of applause. I think it's for the Han Solo. I think. So,
I think it's for all of us in the chat, man. All the amazing panelists.
Yeah. All right. I love that.
Our boss. Dr. Joey. Yeah, if y'all didn't know, in the 1/6 community, we all work for Collector Joey. If y'all didn't know, it's just, we're all technically Joeys, all of us. We're off stream, we're all kangaroos, and we all report to Joey. It's like the movie Weapons, except we're kangaroos and we're running.
All right, guys. Anyone have any final thoughts on Han Solo? All right. Then we'll get the show rolling again, guys. I do want to make sure that we end this promptly, but I do want to go ahead and briefly chat about this as well. Let me bring that up here. I do want to know: do we have fans on this panel of The Crow? Anyone in particular that really loves The Crow?
I'll give you a hot take.
Yeah.
I didn't like this movie at all. We had to watch this movie for CW Movie of the Week once when we were still doing it, and I don't know if it was Ben that picked it, but Ben definitely loved it. Like, he fell in love with it, and I did like that I saw like similarities to Heath Ledger Joker like a lot. Like, I was like, wow, it's like I could see that Heath based a lot of his performance on The Crow, which was that was cool. But other than that, like, I was like, I don't really get the hype. I do think the character design is cool and everything, but and I think the figure looks really good. But yeah, I wasn't into it. Maybe I got to give it another shot or whatever. But yeah.
Okay. No, I think that's completely fair. I think it's completely fair. I actually had not seen it before, and I recently watched it for the first time. So it wasn't a rewatch; it was for the first time, and I definitely caught all the similarities to The Dark Knight, to Heath Ledger, and it's one of those things where it's like I can definitely see the influence of this film. And I spoke about this on Will's show yesterday, but basically one of the things I said was you also see in pop culture how it's resonated for all these years. If you know anything about pro wrestling or you're a pro wrestling fan, Sting was a wrestler in WCW at the time. Yeah. And he had a surfer gimmick. He was from California, like Beach Boys vibe, bleach blonde hair. And when The Crow came out, it was so popular, he decided to basically change his gimmick or his look, and became very much influenced by The Crow in this look. And so Sting went on to have like a 40+ legendary iconic career influenced by The Crow. So it's one of those things that's like, wow, it's like you see the impact in pop culture that this has had. So yeah, very, very cool. Any other fans of The Crow?
Me.
Go ahead,
Valkyrie. Came out. I saw it in the theater. It was awesome. And I think I was like, well, this kind of ages me. Of course, I was in college when this came out. And I saw it with all my friends. We loved it. And then when it came out on Laserdisc, my friend bought it on Laserdisc and watched it on like his home theater system. Just love it. I still haven't picked up a figure yet, but looking to picking up one soon.
Yeah, I think Caustic Plastic, I saw this in person. I spoke to Fabio at San Diego Comic-Con to have an extended conversation with what his brand is. And I told him, come on the show. I want you on Menos. He was like, oh, yeah, sure. So hopefully one day I'll make that happen. Maybe we could have a live pitch to him. That'd be kind of cool, right?
Yes.
But it might make everyone more nervous. But it's one of those things where he was really, really authentic, I felt like, and definitely showed the passion. I think you could see that in these figures. I mean, just looking at this Brandon Lee, the Crow, Eric Draven, it's one of those things where it's like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, even if you're not a huge fan, you can appreciate the artistry here, right? Keith Lee says the teeth head sculpt needs some work, but the rest looks stellar. Okay, cool. Jim was saying, Eddie, he was waiting for you to say you preferred the remake. Eddie, have you seen the remake?
I've seen the trailer. I haven't seen the remake. I wonder if I would.
No, don't.
Like it. But I didn't. From the trailer, I don't like the vibes that I get from what's his name, the Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah. He's a great actor, but I just didn't like his design. It's definitely not as cool as this look.
Dude, I was as somebody who's in the tattoo world, I was so offended with his tattoos. Like, what the fuck? Like, the shit around his nipple, like, bruh.
That's funny, dude.
Bruh.
That's crazy that I did think that too, what Keith Lee was saying. Like, I think it still looks great. And I'm not like the biggest Crow fan, so to me, I don't like have that much criticisms, but my initial thought when I saw these pictures versus when I saw it teased before was that the head sculpt wasn't as good as what I saw earlier. But I don't know, like I said, I'm not the biggest Crow fan, and Brandon Lee, like, I don't like know his likeness off the top of my head, so I was like, I don't know. I think the teeth look really good though. I do think, like, and the expression with the like grinning expression, like, I feel like it's hard to nail those kind of expressions in 1/6, and I feel like they nailed it. Like, it doesn't look, to me, a lot of the times, like, they'll have the expression with the mouth, but the eyes, you don't get the feeling from the eyes, or like it doesn't match, or it feels dead, kind of like when Hot Toys does it sometimes. Especially like with Batman and mouth plates, like, I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't translate well, and I feel like this one like nailed it. So
it's also because like Hot Toys with teeth, they add a lot of gloss on them and they make them pearly whites, and there's no imperfections, and it's like very few people actually have pearly white imperfected teeth. So when Hot Toys has a smiling or an angry head sculpt, like, I think the only time I've been impressed with teeth on a head sculpt is when they didn't have to make so much gloss, is with that Joker, you know, the one where he's like laughing. And that doesn't even count because you know that's not pearly whites; those are yellow teeth, and on purpose. So yeah, I think the problem is that if you add too much detail, like, I think what it is, like, when I'm drawing a portrait for, I guess, a face or whatever, if they have teeth in the picture, you don't add every single line in the teeth. And the reason why, at least paint wise, because it makes their teeth look like they're separated, and it almost looks unnatural. Like, if you cover your finger up that mouth, it looks like a normal head sculpt, but then if you cover the top part, it almost looks like a Halloween mask, and that's why. So if they would stop adding so much detail in between the teeth and the gums, the head sculpts look more natural that way. I don't know.
Also, the furrowed, the way that they furrowed the eyebrows and where the nose kind of crinkles upward, and like, I feel like when they do expressions like that, they miss those details where the eyebrows come down and you see all the wrinkles, and like the way it flares at the nostrils and stuff like that. Like, I feel like that detail is missed a lot when they do expressions like these on figures. So I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I agree. I like I said, I just saw the movie for the first time. I don't think I love the movie enough to be like, I'm gonna spend $400 or $500, whatever this may cost, ballpark, to buy this. I don't think I necessarily need it in my collection. I'm curious if Ben Thomas watches the replay on this. I wonder if he's gonna keep that sideshow version, or if he's gonna try to get rid of it and buy this. I think he might, but we'll see. We'll see what Ben has to say about that. Anyone have any final thoughts on The Crow?
I think it's very good, but it's not one for me. I think it will definitely stand out, and if you're a fan of The Crow, big time, this will probably be the best one.
I need to see this movie still. I've had a friend for the last 12 years named Draven. His name's literally Eric Draven.
That's a pretty sick name, dude.
Yeah. I still have never seen the movie. And he has hair like this and dresses like this too, which is funny.
Oh, that's funny, dude.
My last thought for me is, if this came out back if this figure came out like when the movie came out, even though I was a poor college student, I would have done everything to buy it. So I don't know if I want it still. So maybe I have to watch it again, the movie, to get into just get into it and get the vibes and get the thrill, and maybe I will buy it.
Got it. And I think that for people like Philly, who's been talking about how he watches it every Halloween, he's in the chat letting us know he believes, how he feels about this film. And it's one of those things that stayed with him. Like it says here, it's a film that stuck with me. I have a memory of the experience when I first saw it in the theater in '94 when I was 14. I mean, I feel like that's completely different, like for me, I just saw it on, a couple weeks ago here at home, and it was like, okay, I saw the movie, but it was just, it was what it was. And someone who got to experience it at that age, at that time in the theater, I feel like it's such a different experience. And for him, I could totally see why it resonates with him.
It's
for
fresh,
so long.
dude.
Yeah.
Back 6 years ago when Endgame came out, right? Like there's not been public talk about it. There's not been like conversations at dinner parties or wherever, like of you and your friends or whoever talking about it. So seeing like a lot of these movies for the first time, like that's a quick question I want to ask the panel. What movie could you wish you could go back in time and see the premiere of? You can go to the red carpet premiere if you want to, but what movie would you go back in time to see?
In theaters.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, okay.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. I should have guessed that one, Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's gonna be a wild one, but if Gio, if you're watching still, or you're catching this on the replay, I think he'll get a laugh out of this one. I think Dumb and Dumber in theaters might have been hilarious.
Oh yeah.
So that's the first one that came to mind right now. So Dumb and Dumber.
I think
I remember Jurassic. Yeah, I remember I even saw Jurassic Park. Sorry,
Jurassic Park. That's a good one.
Jurassic Park. We saw it at the drive-in. I remember that's one of my earliest memories. But yeah, Dumb and Dumber. But what about you, Danny?
I'm stuck between Blade and Scream, the original Scream.
Oh, that's a really good one too.
I don't know why when Billy and Sue are revealed as killers, like, oh man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and those ones are always like when you watch even the new ones. The original one would have been such a thing, but when you watch the new ones, the whodunit aspect of it's always intriguing in theaters. Like it's never the same when you watch it at home. But when you're watching it in theaters, like everyone's like trying to be like, was it this person? Is it this person? And then when they reveal it, you hear the whole audience like, oh, like you hear it,
I will say, quick story, not to get us off track, but I did my first time seeing Scream in theaters. I had bought a ticket for a theater that was an hour away. I get there and it's like 9:00. I enter the theater, it's still playing the last 15 minutes of the previous showing. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll chill in here and wait for the next one. I'm waiting, 30-40 minutes go by. There's nobody else in the auditorium. I go outside, the theater's closed, every light is turned off, the doors are locked, and I was like, you know what, dude, this is actually kind of better than seeing the actual movie, because like, dude, if Ghostface popped out right now, this would be a scary ass fucking time, bro. Oh man, this is still to this day one of the weirdest, like most disturbing incidents in life, where just like, what the hell is happening? Yeah, while we're on the topic of seeing movies.
Adams shares he'd see Return of the Jedi on opening day again, so I can get one more day with my dad and one more experience with him.
Oh,
that's a lovely thought, Adam. Thank you for sharing that with us. I appreciate that. My girlfriend Elizabeth says I was going to say Scream. Yep. Yeah. And Philly says Jurassic Park. Yeah, like I said, I remember watching that. We were driving and I was a little too young. I remember that one. Happy Saturday, collectors. Hey, TJ Mike, good to see you, my friend. All right, guys. Any final thoughts on The Crow? All right. I wanted to talk about one more figure. Actually, it's not really a figure. It's a set. And I wanted to bring your guys' thoughts. I know a lot of T2 fans are here. So let me know what you guys think about this. And I do want to pose the question to you guys in regards to this. The need for this. You guys, Topo is providing us a great service here by doing a couple upgrades on your T1000 that released just recently. They are providing you 2 different outfit sets, better tailoring. The stitching is obviously better, and also improving on the body, so it's a better proportional body, the undershirt, the hands, and basically a lot of the stuff that it comes with. Basically, it's just the head and the boots that are the same stock Hot Toys items. Guys, a couple questions for you guys. A, are you interested in buying this, or do you have a T1000? And if you had one, would you buy it? I guess that's A and 1A. And then B, what do you think about the fact that someone like Topo has to come in and provide us this because Hot Toys didn't? What do you guys think?
Not everyone all at once.
I
didn't.
go ahead.
I didn't get a T1000, but I do have some Topo suit sets, and this looks amazing. So I think it looks really good. But I just didn't need I didn't need the villain from the movie. I got the damaged T800, and I got the clean T800, and I think that's it for me. But it is very tempting, especially these pictures. It looks really good. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Valkyrie.
I didn't get one either. Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Danny first, then Valkyrie.
I was gonna say I didn't right there with Mendez. I didn't get one either. Love Robert Patrick. I got to meet him a few years ago. Cool dude, but
You did.
yeah, he's at Walker Soccer Con back in 2017, I think. But yeah, man, just like Mendez, man. If I had to get something from Terminator, I'd get like the clean T800, and that'd probably do it for me. But I like that Topo's being able to do this. The fact that Hot Toys is slipping though is a little irritating, considering like now more than ever there are so many different competitors. Not that they're going to be dethroned, but they're definitely having competition, especially when there's companies that are making the exact same figure as another company, right? Or as them. Do I think that this is a bad thing? Not necessarily, but it is a little bit of annoying. Like when you're telling somebody, what figure you got there, Valkyrie?
Oh, this is
He's got the T1000 right there.
Oh, he's got the T1000 there. That's cool.
Yeah.
When you're introducing or explaining Hot Toys to somebody, I feel like there's something a little bit embarrassing about having to admit that the price of what they cost, and then being like, yeah, so I had to like upgrade it and get this other set, and then they look at you like, wait, you had to upgrade it after spending $300 on this fucking action figure? What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. So, and I'm saying that from experience. I've had ex-girlfriends say that, like, what? You've spent $400 on this Batman. Why do you now need to spend $80 on a mouth plate? What the hell? Yeah, so it's a catch-22. It's a good thing because you can have a perfect figure, but on the opposite side, it's like Hot Toys, you're charging $300 for these fucking things. You need to do better. Do better, Harry Chan. Do better, bro. It's almost 2026 and we're still doing bodies that look like G.I. Joes.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Valkyrie, are you a T2 fan?
Yes. I mean,
obviously, right?
Yeah. Well, I remember I watched the original Terminator 1, and I was probably too young to watch it at the time. So it was like really bloody, disgusting, and everything. But I loved it as a kid. So when T2 came out, I went to the theater. I'd probably say it's maybe one of my favorite action movies of all time. But yeah, I mean, so I had to get this. I had to get the T800 clean version because my wife didn't want me to get the bloody version.
Yeah.
Wait, why not? I'm so curious.
I'll put it this way. So my wife almost became a nun.
Until she met you, right? She couldn't handle that.
Oh.
Doctor said, this ain't none of your business, right?
Yeah. So I went her over and she chose a different, she became an accountant instead.
Wow.
That's a stretch. How the fuck did you go from a nun to an accountant?
It's because of the way Eric throws it down, I'm telling you. Whoa, God damn.
Eric, hello there.
And the best part of her being an accountant, she can afford me more figures.
And the worst part of her being an accountant, she sees how much that you're spending on figures.
Yes. It's like we have two different accounts, and she still knows how much is in my account, even though my account's private. I don't know how she
So there's no splurging randomly for you. There's no surprise figures without her knowing.
Yeah, like I could like save up money secretly in some secret account, buy something, and goes, oh, okay, your account go buy this much. Tell me, I'm like, yes. She knows everything.
They always find out, man. What did Han Solo say to Finn? I forget the line. He's like, never lie to women. They always find out the truth. Always.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much, yes.
I always love that line in The Force Awakens. Again, very few things to love about those movies, but there's speaking of Han Solo, he's like where Finn's like, "Oh, I'm a pretty like big deal in the Resistance or whatever," and he's like, "Listen here, big deal." It was like,
Or
Yes.
BB-8, like, what
yeah,
are you talking about, bro?
yeah. There's some good stuff
bro.
in that
Force
one.
Awakens is
Yeah.
a good movie. I don't give a damn. That's enjoyable. It's fun to
There's a
watch.
couple good things, but in retrospect, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, oh man, like I don't know.
Yeah,
you
I'll
set
hate
some
it.
things
I'll
up,
hate it forever,
and
so.
you set some things up that it's just like when you watch the sequels, it's kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's just everyone has different opinions. That's fine. We're not talking about the sequels. We're talking about this Topo set, the T1000. Harrison, do you like T2?
I do like T2, but it's not a line that I collect.
Okay.
But I said earlier, I think if you've got this piece, it's a no-brainer to pick up. The proportions on it are just so much better. The tailoring's so much better. As we've all said, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to buy something else to make your figure you've already bought better, but it does happen. And when it's this good, it would be hard to pass up if you already have the figure. If I remember rightly, though, didn't he come out earlier than expected as well? It's almost like it was pushed out sooner.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so.
They should have kept it back a little bit and then fixed it, and then people wouldn't have to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, and this set is on kit already. It's about $150. So, whatever base price you paid from Sideshow plus that. But the positive of it is that if you do have all those extra parts from the Hot Toys, you could potentially have two figures, right? You'll have the police officer outfit on one and then have the standard on the other one. So you could do that 100% because you have all those battle damage parts and extra head sculpts. So if that's something you wanted to do, I think in a way you're buying for $150, you're getting an upgrade and you're getting two figures. So yeah, just something to consider. Absolutely. Any final thoughts on the Topo set or Hot Toys lack of thereof? All right. A couple comments that I wanted to read. Eddie says, "Can't you see this woman is a nun?" Yes. Valkyrie. This is Jim says to Valkyrie. He says, "Wow, Valkyrie was the devil on her shoulder." What were you doing, Valkyrie? What you doing, my man? Oh, Eddie says we should have named himself Valkyrie Magnus. Oh, hello. Keith Lee says it's a $159 per outfit. Just bring in your own head sculpt and boots for the motorcycle outfit. Yep. So you could have the motorcycle outfit and the standard outfit. If you want to do that, that's definitely an option. All right, guys. We'll stop the figure talk. There's a couple other things, but that's fine. Again, just to get the show moving. I just want to know kind of the feel of what you guys are at. Can you guys do one more segment before the main event, or do you guys want to jump into the main event already? It's up to you guys. I'm going to give you guys I want to feel you guys out in terms of how you're feeling.
I'm good with it if you guys are good. I'm okay.
Yeah, same here. I'm all right.
Okay. So I had the segment of Hot Toys figures that were never made and the likelihood of them coming back, or I have the make your own horror film of this budget. Is there a preference, or should I pick?
Let's bring that Hot Toys figures from the grave, man. I'm interested to see
Okay.
them.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's do it.
And you're asking me to be creative before I've had coffee? Not gonna happen.
That's okay. All righty, there it is. Hold on. All right. So there's a couple figures that have been in purgatory per se that I kind of wanted to do like a this or that type of section. You see a lot on different shows like Brick Show or the Snap on Shane show in terms of, which one do you believe, you'd save, or which one do you prefer, or whatever's. So I wanted to do something very similar, definitely influenced by those guys. So shout out to those guys in terms of the group, figures in the graveyard or in purgatory. So I want to see what is the likelihood, because we have seen them going back to a couple of figures that they teased. Obviously, that Han Solo was teased originally in the Bespin Leia. If you remember way back when that Bespin Leia released, there was a half body shot of Han Solo. So technically, that's one that came back, right? And actually was fully announced many, many years later. So I want to get your guys' thoughts. We'll start off with this one. What is the likelihood of one of them coming back? The Thunderbolts line or the Ballerina? I'll go with Valkyrie first.
I think the Thunderbolts line has the best chance of at least producing 1 or 2 figures. I mean, everyone wants a Red Guardian and maybe a new Yelena as well. Ballerina, I mean, I know a lot of guys would probably want, what was the name of that actress again?
Ana de Armas, yeah.
Yeah, and the Armas, me included, but the further this goes along with no picture or anything like that, the more likely it's going to purgatory or maybe never even coming back. That's my opinion. Do I want it to happen?
So is your preference which one?
As much as I want an Ana de Armas figure, I want a Red Guardian more.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. All right. Danny, what do you think? Which one is more likely to come back?
Oh man, I wish my wife would come back. Bring Ana de Armas, bro. Come on.
That was really sad for a second because I thought you were serious for a moment there, and then I was like, "Where's he going with this one?"
And I wish. Never say never, bro. No, I don't know if it is going to happen though. Ballerina really underperformed at the box office, and I don't know if we're going to see that character again. Especially since we're not probably going to be getting another John Wick movie. So, yeah, I would choose Ballerina though. I think that the outfits that she had in the movie are pretty sick, especially the red dress and her first night out as an assassin. That was cool.
I do remember that one. Very, very cool.
Bring her, give her some ice skates for the accessories. I think it'd be pretty cool, especially artisan. So, yeah, that'd be my pick. Thunderbolts, I'd have no interest in. What did they say? Adam said in the chat that they'll be coming back for Doomsday, probably with new outfits that we saw at the end of the movie.
Yeah, 100%.
Which looked cooler than what they had in the movie itself.
I like them too. Yeah,
the new 100%. Avengers suits. So we'll get new Avengers figures, but yeah, I'd like to see the Ballerina line actually come to life. That'd be cool.
Eddie, what do you think? Which one comes back?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Valkyrie that Thunderbolts is more likely, and I even think the Red Guardian is more likely. Out of everything, I think I really do think they're gonna do a Red Guardian at some point. I don't know that they're not gonna ever do it. I feel like that will happen at some point. I don't think I'd get either, but I think personally I'd rather see them do Ballerina because I did really love that movie, and I thought they did such a great job making her really cool and it being a really good movie, and then adding John Wick and still making him the Baba Yaga. Like, I was worried like they were gonna try to make her the new Baba Yaga, and like, but no, he, you know, if you watch the movie, it's really good, and his scenes in it are really good, and like, I like the movie a lot. I still don't know if I'd get the character, but as like in 6 scale form, but I would really love to see them do that, just because I like when they go outside the norm and do stuff outside of like Marvel or the big IPs. But Red Guardian also would be really cool to see because I do love that character. I just don't think that I'm collecting that part of Marvel. So
got it. And Harrison?
I think Thunderbolts is a lot more likely to come back, personally, over Ballerina. But I would like to, just like Eddie said, I would like to see Ballerina just because it's different. It's not Marvel again. I would like to just see what they do with that. But what's more likely? Definitely, I think Thunderbolts, especially as we got Doomsday coming and most of them are in it. So.
All right. I got a couple of these. Go ahead.
Not Taskmaster.
Not Taskmaster.
Yeah,
no. Even though she's in that photo.
Like, why, Hot Toys? Fucking why? Nobody would want the Taskmaster figure to begin with. Are you kidding? Come on.
All right.
Who
gotta
would
go-
you want
these-
over? If you could choose out of the Thunderbolts, though, who would you want else? Just Red Guardian or anyone else?
John Walker. You kidding me? The one they didn't include.
John Walker.
Oh, you know what? You're right. That would also be. I really loved his character, even in Falcon and Winter Soldier, dude. That
Yeah,
is a
really-
good character.
Backstory in the Thunderbolts. I was pissed that he wasn't in the announcement photo. I was like, how the hell are you gonna put
Yeah.
Taskmaster in there and not John Walker?
Yeah, I know. Especially because I don't
Are
think
they
it's
making a
spoiler.
Black
She's not even in the
Yelena figure?
movie. What was
Is
that?
Elena coming out or no?
Yelena did.
Yeah,
so
they
she's
did
out
announce
for
Yelena.
Border.
Okay,
Yeah, but she's the only one. She's the
Yeah.
only one.
Florence Pugh got up in Howie Chan's face and you're gonna release my goddamn figure. we're gonna go hands. bro."
I wonder. I'm surprised. I mean, I don't know how different. I don't remember how different Bucky was versus Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like his look.
Oh, very
He
different.
had longer
long
hair again, right?
He had that
Yeah.
like almost Terminator look to him. Remember, because it had like that homage with the motorcycle with the chain.
Oh, you know what?
yeah.
It's I don't know if it's
The sunglasses.
spoilers or not still, but I want the suit at the end of the movie.
That's what I'm
And
saying. I
that's-
think that's what we're gonna get. Is the
Yeah,
the
that
Avengers
one they
look.
didn't show. That
Yeah.
that would be a cool one to get.
I'll be real with you. I think that's why we didn't get a full announcement photos from the rest of this, because Yelena's outfit's pretty similar to how it looked at the end of the movie from the rest of it, but
Yeah.
everybody else's suits, especially Red Guardians, is to be determined. So I think that's why Hot Toys is waiting it out. It's like, why are we going to make these figures when they're going to be in Doomsday? And y'all, if y'all think that you've seen Hot Toys beat the holy hell out of a line before,
Yeah.
like Mandalorian line
Yeah,
or the
dude.
Ahsoka line, dude, Doomsday's
Yeah.
line is going to be insane. At least
Yeah.
like 30 figures in that line. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely, guys. We do have a couple of these, so let's go ahead and speed through these. I want to talk about this one. You guys think
Ooh.
Mantis in her Guardians 3A suit or Baron Zemo?
Mm.
Personally, I'd rather see Baron Zemo,
Yeah,
but that's
same.
only because they did Mantis in her green outfit and then the Christmas look and everything, and I prefer the Guardians in their like mismatched look. I don't want them in their team look. So I know that people want that team look too, so I could see that. But just personally, I'd rather see Baron Zemo, especially if he came with a unmasked head sculpt. I really like that character. So
It's a character I'm curious if we're ever going to see again, to be honest with you.
yeah,
I agree with you, though. I'd go with Baron Zemo.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree as well. I'd go Zemo.
Baron Zemo for me too. I mean, like he was a bigger character in the comic books. He was like one of Captain America's like major bad guys. So it's like weird that he's like just this minor footnote in like one movie, and then in the show, and then he finally gets the mask. But
For
I'm
3
hoping-
seconds, too.
yeah, he's got to have like a bigger role because he is a major baddie in the MCU, not MCU, but the MC comics.
Yeah.
I think we're all going Baron Zemo on this one. I think most of the people in the chat, a bigger character. Yeah, also Adam as well. To reenact the disco meme. Yes, I remember that. Absolutely. All right. What about this one? They cheesed the rest of this line, and they have not come through.
I think we all
Which
know
one
the
is more
answer to
likely?
This one, gentlemen. Come on.
I don't think. Well, I don't know.
Stay with me now. In 3, 2, Gambit.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way, dude.
What?
No way. He's great. He was funny, but
You want Jennifer Gardner's the
I 100%. But you're not. Yeah, I'm a big Daredevil fan of the Ben Affleck Daredevil. Like, I love that movie. I also love Jennifer Garner. Like, she's not brought up enough. Like you were saying, your ex-wife, dude. I feel like Jennifer Garner is not brought up enough in the hot actress talk. In that conversation, Jennifer Garner's not brought up enough. You know.
I mean, dude, look at the muscles. Like, she's like I think in her 50s when she filmed this. By the way, like,
Yeah, dude. She looks great, dude. And her costume was cool in this, and seeing the reveal of her being on there, like I really wanted Ben to be in the Daredevil look for this movie, and when I saw
That would've
her,
been
I
so
was
cool.
like, dude,
Yeah.
that was worth it. It was worth it at least. But
I like the little subtle joke about them, their real life marriage, and them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, when he's like the Daredevil, and he's like, "Oh, sorry about that," and she's like, "It's okay."
But we're really gonna let down my boy. Oh, you know how long I've been waiting for this?
yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
Whoa,
You don't want the
that's
figure?
really good.
It looks so
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to make a name for myself. Oh, you know I'm about to get another figure when Doomsday comes out anyway. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna
He'd be
say
cool.
Elektra for me, and I'm gonna pose
Uh-huh.
her next to my Charlie Cox Daredevil.
All right, that's
That would look kind of
all right.
funny.
I'd rather get an Electra from the Netflix version. So you can
Yeah.
put it with your Charlie Cox version.
Well, yeah, it makes more sense in terms of that, right? Who you would pose them with. I would want the Elektra because I don't think they'll ever make another version.
Yeah.
And
Never say
Gambit
never.
again, the Gambit's in this movie and he's in Doomsday. But yes, never say never. But
No
I think
cheat.
that was the way that they set up that scene. It was kind of like we get our definitive ending, like we get a closure on our characters, and so I feel like she won't appear in any more films. I think that was closure for her character. Whereas Gambit, we'll get him in Endgame. I mean, not Endgame, Doomsday, and so I think that's one of those.
Guys, come on. We're gonna get Electra and Blade back too. Come on.
Hopefully.
What did they just fuck
Keep
off and go somewhere else while he was getting in the orange circle?
They
Come
just
on.
fuck
No.
off.
Keep
They're gonna
these guys.
They're gonna come on. Don't worry.
I know
It says,
some people are asking. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Really quick. I know some people are actually asking for the Honda Odyssey.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah,
Yeah,
they are.
that'd be cool.
And wouldn't that be
I don't think
cool?
I'll-
Yeah. Like you get the Honda Odyssey and then all the figures in there, and you can put
Mhm.
Blade and Gambit and everybody.
Oh,
Wolverine in the back.
Yeah.
It's like, how did they not know he was back there? I don't know, but whatever. She's like
So-
crouching like this in the back.
I
All
read on a
pissed.
Reddit post that he was drunk, passed out in the back seat. They knew he was in the back. He was passed out. They didn't know he was gonna wake up. Yeah.
I don't know. They give him a look like we're glad you showed up type of thing, but maybe he's like, well, you're glad that you woke up because you were drunk
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah.
All right. So does everyone agree that Gambit is more likely, but some of us want Elektra? Is that the kind of the general?
I don't know.
That's mine.
I don't know that he's
Yeah,
more
I would
likely
say that.
either. I feel like both
No?
are fair.
don't know,
I feel like both are in the same amount of likelihood to get a.
I think we'll see Gambit first.
Yeah.
Neither one of them has had any kind of a figure before, right? So it'd be the first time they get a likeness for. I mean, I don't know about Marvel Legends. I still
Gambit
don't
had
think any of them have.
Sideshow, or no, I'm sorry, the So-So version, which was like comic book version.
Yeah. I mean, like it would be Channing's first time signing off on a likeness for a figure, or Jennifer Garner's. So I
wanna
wonder.
say so, yeah.
I mean, it definitely seems like Channing is like more pushing to be, a big icon in the superhero realm, but I still think Garner is open to it. I don't think like it's her likeness holding them back or anything like that. But yeah, I really hope she gets made, and that's the only reason why, like Jose said, like I feel like it's our only chance to get her versus him. Like him, I think he's gonna have a different look in Doomsday.
Think so?
Yeah, I don't think
Maybe
he's gonna
different,
have
yeah.
that, because I feel like for that iteration, it was more Ryan Reynolds like pushing that, and him pushing the original like super comic book look. I feel like it's gonna be more modernized in Doomsday. Like maybe we won't see the full headgear. Or...
I can see it being pretty much the same outfit with like a few modifications to make it look more subtle, more MCU.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Probably the same jacket.
I agree.
Too,
I agree. All right. Let's move forward. There's a comment here I wanted to read because I'm surprised no one's pitched this because they automatically would get my vote. Speaking of, we need a 03 Daredevil, Fisk, and Bullseye. Yes. 100%. Yes.
100%.
03 Bullseye would be such a hilarious figure, bro.
I'd buy the shit. I'd buy the shit out of it though. I'd buy the
Bullseye.
shit out of it.
And Fisk would be really cool. I liked
Hell yeah.
edition of Fisk.
He's
Me
getting
too.
a figure technically with the Siberian Custom Studio.
Yes,
with the Green
I
Mile.
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Green Mile, I saw that. All right, guys, what do you guys think about this N1 Starfighter? These ones are, I feel like, never happening, but N1 or Batcave computer from '89.
Computer.
89, yeah, all
Your
day.
computer.
Yeah, that Starfighter
I
is
don't
going
see
to
this-
be massive.
Yeah, it's just too big.
There's no way. I mean, if you try to fly it around your house, you won't be able to make it around certain corners.
Yeah.
I can see the computer actually happening down the road. I see Hot Toys eventually running into a scenario where they've made so many figures that their customer main base is like, yo, we need something fresh, we need something new. Because after Artisan, like, how do you advance it? After the silicone bodies, like, what are you providing new? I think bases and dioramas like this will be becoming more and more popular, especially since we're starting to see those more and more prevalently in our communities, especially with customizers like Raphael, who's making you dioramas and shit. People pay good money for that. You could charge $280, $300 for a diorama, and people will pay for it. So,
yeah. These companies are scared to make ships. Yeah. I mean, the return on investment and the R&D and everything that you have to put into making something like that is really worth it.
Must be a nightmare too. The amount of
everything that's going on with tariffs and
tariffs. Yeah, man.
All right, next one. Let's see. What about this one? Yongrung from Captain Marvel, the Jude Law figure. I'm biased. I like Jude Law, so that's why I picked this. Or MODOK, right?
MODOK, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see either of these coming back personally.
No.
Neither.
Neither of these.
I once joked with figures and fandom. I was like, dude, I wish that I could just like teleport to your collection, replace every single figure with just MODOK figures. Like, I know that like they never actually intended to release that shit, but like it still remains to be like the funniest action figure I've ever seen. Like, we've seen Thanos with like his ass hanging out and with like the Infinity Stones just up to his chest like that, right? All seductive. This has nothing on that, bro. Look at that. That is that bald head, bro. I don't know. It's funny to me that Quantumania still happened, y'all. Like, we had Endgame like 4 years prior to that movie, and we got MODOK, this flying head. Is there a way to do MODOK correctly?
I have no idea, man.
Yeah, I think if you made it more creepy,
maybe.
Yeah.
But who would actually buy this? That's what I'm like. Is like, who would
Mendez
actually buy
it?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of hate Quantumania. So I didn't mind Captain Marvel. I know a lot of people hated that movie, or just didn't care for it.
Yeah,
I was fine with it too. Yeah,
I enjoyed it, and I like Jude Law a lot. So that'd be a cool figure to get. I wouldn't get it. I think he'd sit on the side and he'd go down and sail, and very few people I think would get him. But I also think very few people would get MODOK just because of the space. And yeah, I don't know how many people actually like really loved that version of the character. I don't know. I honestly don't think either of these have any shot in hell of ever becoming a reality. But I don't know. Maybe because of just the size of it, I could see Yonrog being more likely, but that's not even likely because that's not coming back,
Yeah.
All right, next one. Hawkeye from the Hawkeye show, or Gwen Stacy from, I believe, the latest Across the Spider-Verse, right? What do you guys think more likely?
Hawkeye easily.
Hawkeye, okay.
I think Spider-Gwen.
Really? Yeah. I don't know, man. They got that new movie coming out in like a year or two now. So
yeah, I think Spider-Gwen is more likely. I wish it would be Hawkeye. I mean, this version would be cool. I don't know if people prefer that suit more because it looks like the color is more comic accurate, maybe. But I just want to see Jeremy Renner get an updated figure. Like, I've been wanting them to, ever since they started doing Artisan and 2.0s and things like that. I've been wanting them to redo the Avengers lineup.
Dude, I thought this year was going to be the 2.0 Avengers 1 line.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get an Artisan.
It's still coming. It's definitely coming.
You think so?
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Didn't we hear that
Avengers won the whole.
back in like
whole
May or
line.
something that it was going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's happening. I don't know if it'll be this year because we're in October. I mean November now.
Yeah.
But I think it's coming. 100%. They're not gonna. They're not gonna waste that Scarlett Johansson scope, a figure that me and Valkyrie just got in. Wonderful figure. So it's one of those things where it's like they're gonna do an Avengers 1 version.
Well, would you want this version or would you want Avengers 1 Hawkeye?
I'm always
Ooh.
gonna be like the purist and want the original look.
OG, man.
But I did really like the Hawkeye show, so I wouldn't be mad at it, but I wouldn't personally. I don't think I'd get it. The only thing I'd get is the original look, or if it was like the Civil War look, or
I think the original look you're kind of winning there. You get a seamless body with that one.
Yeah, because his arms are out, and
Yep.
yeah, that would be a cool figure, man. It would just be a cool setup to have that roundabout display.
Yeah.
I know everyone's
right.
waiting for that Hulk, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We're getting a new Hulk, man. Brand new day's coming.
That's true. All right. What about this one? Fifth brother from Obi-Wan Kenobi, or the T'Challa Star-Lord from What If?
Neither.
Jesus. Yeah,
I think Fifth Brother is probably more likely to get made just to finish off that line. But
Yeah, I can see it.
Fifth brother, yeah. But even then, I still don't even think it's
no.
either of these going to be made.
Yeah. And that T'Challa Star-Lord, I don't know if it's just the picture, but it looks like a Marvel Legend to me. I don't know.
Yes.
It just
It
does
did,
not look
yeah.
good.
The jacket
Yeah.
looks cool. If they
Jacket
did
looks
that
cool.
jacket like real leather, that would be cool. I think that figure would look cooler with Chadwick Boseman's likeness, like not animated style. It would look so cool, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'd prefer that one. Also, just because I hated Obi-Wan Kenobi show, so.
I hated the fifth brother look, dude. Like, look at this, like,
Yeah,
hammerhead shark looking mother. Yeah.
They ruined those Inquisitors too. Like
They wasted Han, dude. That's Han from Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
What a waste.
yeah.
Did he even have any speaking lines?
He did, but it was very like this, a couple of lines like that. I think like it
I
was
don't even
not.
remember, dude.
Screw you, Disney.
I think T'Challa would be. It'd be cool if they did like some what ifs, a what if line, you know, like but not the animated what if, like just what ifs from the comics, and more like I'd prefer realistic or at least like not so animated, like maybe a mix in between. I don't know.
You know what we
but-
need, Mendez? We need the white suit where his, like, I don't want to say his funeral suit, but like where he goes to see his ancestors.
Yeah.
That kind of like white suit. Give him
Yeah,
the
that
throne.
would be
Give
good.
him an updated head sculpt with the rooted little curls on it to honor
Yeah.
him. I think that would be a perfect figure.
That would.
Had the helmet sitting on the throne.
Yeah.
All right, next one. I think this might be one of the last ones.
Ooh, you're hurting my soul.
Ooh,
Oh wow.
The Vulture from Homecoming, or the 2022 Batmobile.
Batmobile, bro.
More likely.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd say Batmobile more likely.
Mhm. Especially if it
likely,
doesn't have
yeah.
much changes in the next movie, because apparently the next movie takes place a few months after the events of Penguin. So I'm sure he hasn't done that much advancements to the suit and the Batmobile. So I can see this Batmobile actually coming out for part 2.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely, and I definitely like that Batmobile a lot. So I'd personally rather see the Batmobile, but also Penguin would be a cool figure
You mean
if
Vulture?
they did it
Oh,
right.
man.
Or yeah, Vulture, my
Yeah.
bad.
The Penguin
be a
would be a
cool
cool
suit.
figure, dude.
Penguin would be a cool figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's gonna be different though. I have a feeling the Batmobile is gonna. I think
I'm
it's
sure it'll
gonna
be a
get
little
more,
different. Yeah.
It's gonna get more Batmobile-y. Like this
Remember-
still has that. What's the base car of this?
This is
like
a Dodge Charger, which is
Yeah.
why this is the
It
best.
still has that Charger look.
Yeah.
I think it'll look more like a Batmobile.
I'll be real with you, Mendez. I don't believe that this bat suit and Batmobile is going to get that much upgrades, considering Matt Reeves is not concerned with selling toys. Knowing that they have Brave and the Bold, and we're going to be getting updates with that in the next few months,
Yeah.
This Batman series is not concerned with selling you merchandise. This series is not concerned with selling you toys. They don't give a fuck about that. So I'm okay if we don't get much upgrades. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, the Tumbler didn't get an upgrade. We got the Bat Pod. Give the Bat Cycle an upgrade, but keep this the same. I very much love this look for the Batmobile. I don't think it needs to be upgraded. Maybe put a cover on the engine if you want. I don't know, because I feel like that could be easily taken out by a goon. But yeah, if you're talking about practical effects.
There's an animated Batmobile. Like, I've seen it. I don't know what it's from, but I've seen it, like Hot Wheels of it, and I feel like that's what it's gonna look like when it's done, or I feel like that's where it's headed. It looks like it kind of has that same body design. I'm gonna see if I can find it, and if I find, I'll say what it is from. But I think it's gonna look like similar to that one that I've seen.
Yeah, I think both of them are likely. Actually, I could see both of them, because this happening for either one of them. I agree with Danny in regards to the Batmobile. I think they're most likely will be almost the same, almost identical, maybe minor differences. And I could see them revisiting. They love Spider-Man, so I could see them revisiting the Vulture at a later time, especially because they have old man Michael Keaton head sculpt from the modern suit Batman. So I could definitely see them doing it. So maybe they were waiting on getting that, and now that they do, I could see this getting announced tomorrow. You know, make it happen. So I think that might be the last one. Let me see. Yep. Oh, and then we did. We're gonna skip this segment. I won't share it because we'll share that for another time. I think it is time for the main event, guys. Are you guys ready? How are we feeling? Valkyrie, Danny, are you ready?
Ready. I'm good to
I'm vengeance. Let's go.
go.
Oh my! Oh my! Let me go ahead before we get there. I'm gonna ask one of you guys. I think I want Danny to read it. Danny, we have a set of a disclaimer here I would like for you to read.
All right.
Just so you know the ins and outs of this process. Go ahead when you have a moment. Go ahead and read them.
Disclaimer. By participating in this figure pitch game, you acknowledge and agree by any pitch, idea, or concept presenting by the competition is provided freely without expectation of compensation or further involvement. You understand by submitting your pitch, you renounce any and by all rights, claims, or ownership of the content presented. You further agree that the pitch is related to the ideas and now are considered fair game by use in said companies by any or associated parties without legal obligation. By continuing with your participation, you consent to these terms and waive any legal right. Damn, I need to zoom in. By claims or compensation regarding the use of your pitch. Shit. The words are like this tiny for the record.
Wow.
I appreciate you trying that. Thank you so much. It's just a little disclaimer, just so you guys know if this happens to get made, and Howard Chan is late at night eating a bowl of cereal, and he happens to run into this stream, and he's watching. And he says, wow, I love Valkyrie's idea, or wow, I love Danny's idea. I'm going to go ahead and make that figure with those accessories. You renounce the rights to any compensation. So you can't sue those guys. It's just part of the show.
Let the game begin.
It is time, guys. Oh my goodness, hold on. Oh my goodness, there it is. Our poster. The main event is about to commence, guys. I hope you guys are excited for this battle. Long time coming. All right, guys, you guys will be pitching to one of these gentlemen on the board, or not on the board, like someone like Fabio or someone else, that another manufacturer you may be thinking about that we may not know. So I hope you guys are ready. Make sure you make it very clear who you are pitching to, and I'll go over that in just one moment. Again, this is a fun little graphic of a couple people that are no longer here. It's just me now, but they'll come back shortly. Marco, Gigi, we're waiting for you to come back. We miss you. Definitely come back soon because it's hard without you guys. Let's go ahead and go over the rules just in case you guys have forgotten or it's the first time you're watching. Again, two competitors will go head to head, must state which company they're pitching to. So definitely go ahead and let us know right off the bat. I am pitching to Howard Chan, or I am pitching to Viper and Inart's team, or whatever it may be. Again, Hot Toys Inart, Jazzing, J&D, Caustic Plastic. Panelists will represent said company. So in the moment we will represent, we'll put our hats on for that particular company and we'll represent that company. We'll be the board members and we'll judge accordingly. Competitors will have 5 minutes to pitch. So again, I'll give you guys about 5 minutes to go ahead and do so. Once you guys have both pitched, we'll have a quick Q&A. So after we'll have the Q&A. So not in the middle. It'll be after both pitches. So we'll do one pitch and then another pitch. And then we'll do the Q&A and rebuttal section. Now, competitors, Valkyrie and Danny, this is your opportunity to call out things that are missing from your opponent. If there's something that you're seeing here that, and again, I know it's all friendly. We all like each other. So again, obviously we'll keep it respectful, but definitely be like, hey, did you include this part, or what is your thoughts on this, or so on and so forth. It is your opportunity to go ahead and poke at their presentation. All right. Because that may sway the audience. So make sure you do so. Once both competitors have pitched, we'll have the Q&A, rebuttal section. And then lastly, the votes from the panel and the live chat will determine the winner. Now I'm trying to see if I can get Marco to make the poll. If not, Eddie, I'm going to have you tally up the votes, and we'll have everyone that's in the chat, including everyone on the panel, to go ahead and put the name of who they want to vote for in the chat. So if Marco can do it, which I have not heard back, so I'm not sure he can, and this is on his channel, so unfortunately I can't set it up. But if there's a way to set up the poll, I'll let you guys know. If not, we'll do it old school, and we'll have everyone in the chat go ahead and put in their votes after both presentations. So don't do it now. Joey, if you're still here, you can't put Danny yet. So hold on after the presentations. All right. Everyone ready?
Yep.
All right. Perfect. All right. So do we have someone who volunteers to go first? Danny. Okay. Eddie, could you pull it up so that my screen doesn't get all crazy?
Yeah.
All right. And I will start as soon as we see it on the screen. Danny, you can start talking and I will start your 5 minutes. Okay.
Cool.
I am sharing it now.
All right. And go.
Hello, Sharks. I'm here to present to InArt in the Viper Company to produce the Boys 1/6 scale Billy Butcher action figure. Now, presented here, I have a few accessories, which includes his crowbar, what looks like a wrench of some sort, a mallet, a assault rifle, Temp V, and some A-Train Turbo Rush. This is obviously the, I guess, second most popular character to the boys, as opposed to Homelander, who has already had several figures made in 1/6 scale. Billy Butcher, on the other hand, has only had two, one made by So-So Toys and Star Ace, which both left more to be desired. This show is easily Prime's #1 show. It gets countless amounts of viewers, not to mention his own spin-off show, which just concluded its season 2. Yet you guys have not made any figures from this show. You recently have said that you have no interest in pursuing the show, considering that Star Ace already has the licensing. But let's be real, Sharks. It's Star Ace. Star Ace does not produce quality figures. Name me one good Star Ace figure and then we'll turn that back around. But I'm sure you all have seen the recent Starlight figure that looked like absolute shit. We should be producing figures for fans of the show that look absolutely gorgeous and represent the quality of this content that we're getting each year. So for Billy Butcher, I'd recommend we do an authentic leather coat, sunglasses, a authentic tailoring to his Hawaiian t-shirt, and leather boots with his baggy dad jeans, if you want to say that. Yeah, I would say if you wanted to do rooted, we can, but honestly, I think you can cut corners and save a few dollars and people would still buy it if you went sculpted, and I would personally recommend you go sculpted. But that is my pitch. That is Billy Butcher, 1/6 scale to InArt. What do we think, Sharks?
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You did it in record time. I think that might be the shortest presentation. But thank you so much. We will follow up with questions after. So we might have some questions. Guys, if you have any questions that you guys have in the chat as well, definitely go ahead and type them up, and then we'll go ahead and pull them up during the Q&A section. And then Valkyrie, obviously, I'm sure you're watching this and you're keeping note of what you are seeing. So definitely make sure you remember when it's time. All right, Eddie, can you pull up Valkyries, and we'll go into Valkyries, and I'll set up the timer here.
Hello, Hot Toys. I think right now we.
Hold on. Not yet. When you see it.
Okay, sorry.
I haven't started the time. You're eager. Hold on. We're waiting on Eddie to pull it up. Once you see it on the screen, you'll start, and I'll start the timer.
Okay.
But we know you're going to Hot Toys, so all right, and go.
Good morning, Hot Toys. I'm about to pitch a figure which can actually change things in the 1/6 scale community and what people want. We all know that X-Men is a very awesome IP that everyone loves. Everyone loved the cartoons. Everyone loved the Wolverine show and the Deadpool show. And Colossus was a great character in the Deadpool shows as well. And so I'm thinking that he's been left out. Everyone loves him in the comic books, as I said, and in the movies. And he has such great presence that people would love to have him in their collection. He would, let's say if you made this, he would be about 16 inches tall with huge presence and be like a great figure that people would look and want to have in their collection with a metal brilliance. Figure that, as I said before, that everyone knows who he is, with an awesome magnetic diorama base. And hopefully for a figure this big, we're looking at maybe like $400 at least. But as we say, go big or go home. You know, he's been in great movies with Deadpool and the second Deadpool where he fought Juggernaut, which is a great scene. So maybe that opens that up as well for the future for a Juggernaut figure as well. But let's see here. Just remember that his roots are also in the X-Men, and he's got a huge following as an X-Men member, and he's a major character in the X-Men also. So definitely he's a figure that people will drop their money to buy this, and definitely make a great figure, and you will make a lot of money on this figure. Thank you, Hot Toys.
All right, round of applause, guys, for both presentations and both record time. I think both of you guys did that in 2 minutes. So, all right, that's awesome. I think that's record time.
We got this. We got it on lock.
So you guys got it on lock. You guys said what you guys had to say. Let's go quickly to the rebuttal and Q&A section, guys. Let's pull that up. Rebuttal and Q&A. We have a couple comments. Fig Poser said, "You say less." Is basically what he's saying. I don't need to hear anymore. You had me at X-Men. Beautiful. Q&A and rebuttal. I want to go to our special guest judges. First, I want to go to our returning competitor. Now, you've been on the losing side of this, Harrison, but you did a great presentation. You just saw two of them.
Thank you very much. But just to point out, you definitely lost, Harrison. Just make sure you remember that.
I didn't mean it that way, okay? But the reason I bring this up is because you know that. No. The reason I bring that up is because you know you've been on that side, so you know how it feels, and you know perhaps maybe if I had done this or I had done that, you know what I mean. So you know what you're seeing, right? And so I go to you for this specific reason, Harrison. What do you think about the presentations, and do you have any questions?
Yes, I liked both of them. I think they're both characters that I could see people wanting. For Colossus, what would he be made out of predominantly? Would he have any die cast in him?
I thought about that at first, but I think that would, if he was going to be die cast at like 15 inches or something like that, I think that would just be too much of a price. Plastic, but making it look metal still will work. I mean, he would be he'd be light enough and that he wouldn't fall through your glass case. And what do you call it? And the price, as I said, would just have been prohibitive. Might maybe even $600 for something in that heavy. Plastic also, if he falls on your kid, you're not going to hurt your kid either. So it's it's a child safety toy in case they break into your glass case and want to play with it, they won't get injured.
Okay, yeah, that's great. And for Butcher, would the weapons be die cast? And
yes.
What would the body be made out of? Would you go like a seamless body for Butcher, as he's got his shirt open a lot? Or
So the weapons would be made out of die cast for a body. I wouldn't put anything Fison on it to prevent it tearing up. Most of the time, Butcher's got his jacket on. I know a few collectors might want to take the jacket off, but that would be, your own decision at that point. I think to cut corners on costs, I think it'd be more efficient to just, since I said leather jacket, let's just give a standard standard in-art body, which are above regular Hot Toys body, and get more articulation points. But yeah, I think I would do not seamless because that's expensive.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I'm all good with that.
Okay. I want to bring up some comments before we go to Eddie. He says, just make it the same as the Winter Soldier's arm. Okay. Yeah. All right. Nicolio says, would Butcher have an alternate head sculpt? For example, a light up head for the laser eyes effect. Blitzway's prototype had one. Now that's interesting that you bring that up because, Danny, I'm not sure if you were aware, but it looks like Blitzway is doing them. They're currently in the manufacturing them. I believe they did display some prototypes, maybe just the head sculpts at a convention.
Yeah. I've heard that shit for a year, man. I'm still waiting. Blitzway, what the hell, man? Yes, brother, he would come with an additional. I was gonna throw an additional head sculpt on that picture. I just didn't want to put what I used for the picture was the Prime 1 Studio statue, and I didn't want to use like a screen use picture for Butcher's eyes. But yes, he'd come with the light up eyes. But more importantly, another thing I couldn't really find a picture for, he would come with magnetic things for his chest. So I would implement magnets into the chest where you could attach the venom tendrils that come out of his chest at the end of season 4. Spoilers. So you could bend those that have bendy wires, and those would give you plenty of ranges of articulation for photography and posing.
All right. Good response there. I love that response, Danny. And thank you for acknowledging the Blitzway thing. It was a question that I was bringing up, and I'm glad you brought that up. Figurecraft says, great job with Colossus. I think a seamless body with chrome paint. Chrome paint has a long way on the technology. He says, perhaps a full seamless chrome body with a classic X-Men swap out suit. Ooh, Valkyrie, what do you think about that? Would you incorporate an additional maybe X-Men style suit that you could switch out, and would that change the price for you?
I don't think it'll change the price, but I think it's definitely a great idea to have something like that, because you've had like Colossus and like where he's just wearing like red trunks and red boots, but then for the people who are X-Men fans, they'd like to have the whole costume as well, where he wore blue pants also, and like that shirt where he just like went over his shoulders and it's covered his back but not his sides, and still have like the chrome paint. I think would just make it look fantastic. Just it would really pop on your shelf if you get something like that big and chrome. It'd be chef's kiss, basically.
Absolutely. Philly adds, he says, plus maybe a bearded head sculpt as an extra. Ooh. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good idea. Thanks, Philly.
Keithley says, basically Jose saying Harrison knows how to lose. Oh my goodness. Elizabeth says she's going for Billy Butcher. Not yet. But thank you for letting us know. Well, if we have to count it, Eddie, you'll count that one. All right. Philly says, amazing job with Billy. This is for Danny. He says, maybe additional extras, like also the last season tentacles attachments, what you just mentioned, or the bloody covered head sculpt and quote extra. What do you think about that, Danny? And would that change the price? I don't know if you mentioned the price. What do you think in base price, and are you doing multiple SKUs?
So for base price, considering I mentioned leather coat and boots, and an additional head sculpt, I would probably leave out the bloody head sculpt because you have customizers out here that can do that themselves for free $99 at home. So base price for this, I'm thinking $380. And it's coming with a base. The base would be your standard VOT, like little, I guess, tower base thing that has like a newspaper that says like Homelander saves the day or some shit on it. Yeah.
All right, $380 for base price on Billy Butcher. And again, remind us, Valkyrie was the base price for the Colossus. And are you doing multiple SKUs, or is it because we did have a couple accessories there? Are those accessories coming with the standard, or is there a deluxe that's coming with additional things? I saw 2 different head sculpts: the open mouth one and time to fight dirty one, and then the standard. So we're getting 2 head sculpts there. What's going on?
I think we'll go 2 head sculpts, and then I guess the base amount would be about $400, and the ones with the Two-Face, and I think we might in the chrome it might push it up to about maybe $480 around there for a second head.
It's pricey Colossus. Am I allowed to ask a question, Jose?
Yes, yeah, that's the part of the rebuttal section. Okay. Absolutely.
So I have a question, Valkyrie.
Oh, sure.
Hot Toys, we've currently made Cable from Deadpool 2, which ended up being a shelf warmer, one could say. It didn't sell out necessarily. It's pretty cheap on the secondary market. What would prevent this release from being like Cable's fate?
Cable was a minor character in the comic books anyways. I mean, most of the hardcore X-Men fans have lived since the late 70s till now. I mean, even for myself, I've been I'm not going to say how old I am, but I know all of us have just always wanted a Colossus, that one and probably Wolverine. There was the 2 biggest characters, and there have been fans who, not just the ones who started with comic books like me, but the people who watched the cartoons as well, and the people who've seen the movies also. So I think there are generations of people or the Deadpool movies, yes, people who thought why haven't we gotten a Colossus? He's a major character in the X-Men. He's been the strong man for decades now. And as I said, he appeared in the movies. He fought Juggernaut. And why not? As I said, he, what do you call it? He, as I said, major character. He's something that is actually needed versus, as you said, Cable. He didn't really appear much in the comic books, and he was in the cartoons also, but not as significant as Colossus.
Okay, fair points.
Okay, Eddie, you haven't had a chance to say anything. I know you're doing the co-hosting thing too. You're keeping track of the chat as well. First, any thoughts initially on the pitches, and do you have any follow-up questions for either one?
I think both are good pitches. Both are really good figures and characters that I think a lot of people would want. I don't necessarily believe that either outshine the other as far as a wanted figure, or needed. I feel like they're both equally wanted by the customer base or the fan base. I'll start with Butcher, since Danny went first. I really like everything that he comes with. I like everything that you're talking about adding. I was going to ask about a secondary head sculpt with the heat vision. I think that would be a cool toss in. I was also going to ask about a battle damage look. Maybe you could do a deluxe for that, or a standard release, because you're right, it would tack on a fair bit of price to it, but I think it's warranted. A lot of people don't really want custom, and I know a lot of people want the battle damage look, especially from the boys. I feel like I would really like to see the heat vision head sculpt or the laser eyes or whatever, but I almost feel like, especially with this character, a bloodied up, bruised up head sculpt might even be more preferable than just a plain head sculpt, because of what he's always getting into battles and stuff, and it's a graphic show and everything. So I feel like that's pretty needed for the character. So I would like to see those 2 head sculpts. I was even thinking about, I saw one of the customs or someone teased a baby with the light up eyes. That would be a cool accessory.
Yeah. I think that came with Star Ace. I think Star Ace did that.
Yeah.
So.
More guns.
I was gonna include the baby, but it's is there a way
people
to
don't like it?
Yeah, is there a way to make a baby look good in 1/6 scale, especially with light up eyes? I don't know.
No, I mean, it was a creepy looking baby anyway.
Yeah,
it was a CGI baby, so it would be a cool toss, and I don't know how many people would.
That was a real baby. What do you mean, Mendez?
It was a real baby.
Yeah.
Not with the light up eyes, was
They
it? It looked
CGI
like
the
CGI.
lasers in there, but that was a real baby that
It was
that Carl Urban
someone
was
had a
holding.
creepy ass.
He was actually holding somebody's baby like that.
There was another accessory that I was thinking about, but it looks good. Yeah, I would just say like, yeah, I like the idea of die-cast weapons, like all of that. But it's a good pitch. I really like it. And then with Colossus, I do think you should throw some die-cast in there, Valkyrie, maybe in the legs at least, just to give him like that heft. You know, like it doesn't have to be super heavy, but like you have War Machine figures that they may not be 15 inches or so, but they are heavy. You got, you know, the Mark 1 and then the
Iron
Mark.
Patriot.
I had the Mark 4 from Infinity War, and that was a heavy figure. I definitely had to put on the bottom of my Detolf. But I think it would be warranted. I think it would just give people are going to pick up that character and want some heft. It'll just put people's mind at ease. You don't have to put it so it's crazy, but if you do it in the legs, it'll also give him a little bit of balance because he's such a big figure. And then, like you said, you want to throw in a magnetic diorama base. It'll help with that as well, like for the base. And then I do love the diorama base. I would prefer to see the torso like the Hono Iron Man that came out recently with the seamless arms. Like I'd like to see that kind of a look, like the silicone, how they did the silicone but still be silver with the lines in it. I think they could achieve that now with that figure. Just because I don't mind joints as much as most people, but I know that people have issues with it. People have issues with the silicone look, but I think the realism would be really cool. And I like all of the accessories. I think you should throw in a protein bar as well. From the first movie. That would be a pretty cool toss in. I like the cereal. That's cool. It's a really cool figure. I think that one's also pretty warranted. I would want to see multiple head sculpts. I would even say a grinning, like a sort of smirking head sculpt. I think he smirks a couple times in the movie. Yeah. That would be really cool to see. But yeah, I like everything it comes with, everything about it. Good pitches, guys.
I like that idea about the metal legs. I didn't think about that, but that's and then the arm, like how they do it with the Hono Iron Man, where it can move around and you have those visible.
And it still had a sheen. You could, I don't know that you would fully chrome it out, especially because personally in the movie he's not in the first, like I think it's X-Men 2. He's more chrome. In these ones, he's more of like a, what do you call it? A something metal. They call it a worn metal, maybe. But he's more of a dull metal, aluminum or titanium look. So, and I definitely like to see that. But you could still get like a bit of a sheen. They definitely had the sheen on the gold in that Hono Iron Man. So I think it would be cool for the figure for sure.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Thanks for the input on that.
All right. Harrison, any additional questions that you can think of or anything you wanted to add?
Only one for both of them. The one that I was given, which I thought was a good one. Why do you think yours should be made over the other one?
Ooh, I like that. All right, guys, that goes to both Valkyrie and Danny.
Okay.
Whoever wants to start off first, go ahead.
Well, I would say, and this is all for fun and games, Valkyrie.
Of course.
I would say Billy Butcher is a little bit more prevalent just in recent pop culture. I think that would sell a little bit better in terms of customer base at the moment. The Deadpool and Wolverine figures, they're selling, but not all of them, right? Like the Lady Pool didn't sell out. Kid Pool didn't sell out. So while I think it'd be cool to have a Colossus figure, I think the Billy Butcher would probably sell more, especially if they delved more into that line and gave us an A-Train, gave us a Homelander, gave us Soldier Boy, and the rest of the 7. I think that would be cool. I mean, not to mention too, like I said, it's Amazon's biggest show at the moment. Carl Urban's a big actor. He's in the new Mortal Kombat movie. So I think that people would pick this up just for the, what's his name in Mortal Kombat? Johnny Cage, to do a custom. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay. And you want a response there?
Sure. No, I actually do like what you pitched, the Carl Urban figure. I'm actually a big fan of Carl Urban, so
Same.
definitely I think it's definitely that would be an awesome figure. I might even buy it myself. But for me, I'm not really counting. You're right. In today's pop culture, I guess Carl Urban's character Butcher is like he's really popular. He's on that show, but I guess I'd be looking more towards the older people, such as like the people who read the comic books from the 80s, the late 70s, and the 90s, who we never got these toys, these figures, and it always like for me personally, it always irked me. It was like, why don't we have a Colossus? I mean, we were also big fans of Wolverine. Finally got a nice we got a whole bunch of nice Wolverine figures, but it's like Colossus is just like sitting there, as I said before, is like a major character in the X-Men. I think a lot of people who were X-Men, who were like comic book X-Men fans, even though let's say they never saw the Deadpool movies, I think they'd want this, and may not be in the numbers as Butcher, but I think it'll still be a respectable amount. And I mean, as for me, I would love to have this on my shelf. I think it would just be awesome. And I think people who probably who have Billy Butcher also might want this too. you can have both on the shelf and both like them both.
Okay. Awesome and very respectful, guys. Again, a round of applause for our guys here. Thank you so much. I think it is time to go ahead and start getting the votes from the I did talk to Marco. He's unable to do the poll, so we're gonna do it old school. So Eddie, I'm gonna need your help to go ahead and tally up the votes. So everyone, the rebuttal section has come and gone, and it is time to vote. So go ahead in the chat, and also I'm gonna ask our panelists to go ahead before. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and go one by one to go ahead. So we'll go Eddie, we'll go Harrison, and then we'll go myself. And then I do want you guys, after you do go ahead and share your vote, go ahead and type it in the chat so your vote is counted. Danny and Valkyrie, you may vote for yourselves, so you can do that. You can get your mama to do it too. You can get your grandpa to do it. You can get anyone you want to come in and vote for yourself if you want. You can vote for each other. That's happened before in another stream. It's totally respectful. Whatever you'd like to do, you can do so. All right, guys? Cool. So please go ahead and vote in the chat. I want to go first to Harrison. Let us know your vote and then go ahead and type it in as well.
Okay. So I think both pictures are really good, and they're both characters I can see being made and should be made. I mean, we've had Butcher, but Butcher needs a better version. I have one that, in my mind, that I would buy personally, which probably would be Butcher. But if I'm thinking about everyone and the pitch and the comic fans, I think Colossus is the one that I would vote for. I think Deadpool and Wolverine is one of the biggest movies ever. Colossus, it will go with your Deadpool. I think Colossus is a great choice, and I think for comic fans as well that they need their Colossus. I think Butcher's really good, and he's probably the one I would buy, but I would say Colossus. I think Colossus is the way to go.
Okay, so you're going to go with Valkyrie. All right, please go ahead and Harrison, go ahead and put in your vote in the chat. We have a couple people already putting in their votes. Eddie, please start taking the tally because I know some of these start going pretty quickly and then I may not notice it. So that'd be a big help if you can do that. All right. Eddie, if you're ready, go ahead and share your votes. I know you're doing multiple things here, but if you could definitely let us know what you're thinking and who you're going with.
Yeah. Like I said, I think both characters are great. I think both I would be very tempted to get, actually. Personally, just because of how I said, like, I'm super into Deadpool and Wolverine right now, and I love Fox X-Men. Like, you know, it's nostalgia for me, but at the same time, it's just what's hype for me right now. So, like, I would definitely go with Colossus for my collection, so I can put him with Deadpool and Wolverine. And also, like, I love the boys. I love Butcher's character, but I think if I only had one character to represent the boys, I would want Homelander.
Really?
Yeah, I would personally, just because I feel like he sums up the show for me. I would personally go with Homelander. And The Boys is in a show where I'd need every figure from that show. So, yeah, like I said, if I was only going to have one, it would be Homelander. Even though I think a lot of people may go the opposite route and say Butcher would be their one. For me personally, it would be Homelander. So I'm going to have to throw in with Valkyrie on this one.
Okay. All right. We have I want to go through the chat again, just quickly, just in case we've missed anybody. So again, yes. Okay. So Elizabeth did go first, and she did say Billy Butcher. So there's one for Danny, and oh man, I think. Let's see. What was the next one? Figure Poser went with Colossus for Valkyrie. Oh, Danny went ahead and voted for Valkyrie.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. It took the high road. There we go. He voted
Totally
for
misspelled
Valkyrie.
it, but yeah.
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 Now, Valkyrie, I want some clarification here. You said vote for Valkyrie, but are you also voting for yourself? Just to confirm.
I was going to vote for Valkyrie here, but you know what? I'm going to have to do the same. I'm going to go because I'm actually impressed with Danny's proposal as well. So I'm going to give him a vote as well for me.
Thank you.
All right, you guys do the gentleman approach, so that's awesome. So you guys voted for each other. Go ahead and make sure you tally that as well, Eddie. So Valkyrie voted for Danny, and Danny voted for Valkyrie. I mean, canceling each other out in a way, but that's fine. And we have one Adam 12. He's voting for Colossus and Valkyrie. All right, Nicolio. Oh, come on! You want to pull this card? He says, "I want to use my Jose Plus network producer power to vote for both." No, that's not allowed. He says, with the recently released Wolverine, I vote for Colossus. So Keith Lee is voting for Colossus. Viking again confirmed his vote. He is for Colossus. And then Nicolio is confirming. Gun to my head, though, I'm going to go with Butcher and Danny. Great pitches and figure picks for both gents, though. All right. There's a vote. All right. There's a vote for Danny. Before I share my vote, I'm going to give you guys, again, everyone in the chat, if you have not voted, go ahead and take a couple more minutes as I share my thoughts. So I'll share my thoughts, and then we'll give it about a minute or two, and then we will close it, and we'll decide our winner. All right, guys. This one's tough.
So far,
This one's tough. Go ahead.
So far, it's 3 for Danny and 5 for Valkyrie. Remember to vote. I know there's a lot more people in the chat, guys. Don't hold out a vote because you don't want to have to choose, or you go ahead and throw in a vote. These guys took their time to make their presentation and have a good presentation, and it's all fun and games. Throw in a vote, and even if you wouldn't get the figure necessarily, just throw in the character you like more, so that way you could help these guys out and we could get a little more participation in there. It would be cool, but.
And if you don't vote, you will be banned.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what? It's one of those things too, because since you can see who's voting for who, I feel like sometimes they're like, well, I like both guys, so I don't want to pick one over the other. Versus when it's the poll, it's kind of anonymous. You know what I mean? You don't really know who's voting for who. You just see the percentages. So it's I feel like more people are willing to vote when it's a poll versus actually saying it here. We got a couple more votes here. Gio still watching. Hey man, good to see you. He says he's voting for Colossus. There's another one for Valkyrie. Make sure you add that, Eddie. And then we have one more for Danny and Billy Butcher from Pedro Lopez. And interesting avatar there with
you got my other ex-wife in there. I see. Okay.
Wow.
How many do you have, man?
Unlimited. Yeah.
Spin around, man.
Yeah.
Been around the block there. All right, guys, it's time to share my votes. This one's always tough. I feel like I have ties to both pitches. I've been there nagging both of you guys on the pitches and trying to get you guys to get all this settled, and it's one of those things where it's very hard to choose. Personally, I need to think about, okay, which one would I want in my collection, but also which one would get a better return on investment. It's very key when we're doing this show, is to think about which one would actually sell the most. And it's tough because you guys have made some excellent points. I was leaning one way, and then you guys made some more points, and I was like, that's good too, and that's true. So first off the bat, I initially thought Billy Butcher is the one that's going to make the most money because I do think he's a very popular character. If done right by InArt or a company like that, a likeness is perfect and everything looks great in terms of tailoring, proportions, and everything like that. I do think that it would sell perhaps a little more than Colossus, but striking while the iron is hot right now, Deadpool and Wolverine, everything that's coming out with that line. If we went back and revisited the Deadpool 2 line, or even we could label it Deadpool and Wolverine because he's technically in it for like a scene or so. So you could label it Deadpool and Wolverine. You could add it with those characters. You could put it with your Deadpool, with your Wolverine, with all the classic X-Men characters that are most likely going to get made for Doomsday. It's hard to pick against Colossus.
On that
price
point,
range. Go ahead.
Boy. On that point, you just said that, and that gave me another point to, I guess, I can't vote
the counter. Go for
to
it.
give you like a, can I give you like a point vote? Like it almost boosts it a little bit.
Yeah.
If you labeled it a Deadpool and Wolverine Colossus, you can have him include a Polaroid of all the friends and give it to Deadpool in the shelf. That's how Hot Toys always does it.
Oh my. That's true. That's true. I love all the accessories you guys included. I think they're great. They go with the figures. That added the additional things you guys talked about after in the rebuttal section, the Q&A section, just adds to it. The multiple head sculpts. I am slightly concerned about the price range on Colossus and Space. I feel like people are going to be concerned about Space, and that was stop them from buying this piece. So my vote is going to go to Colossus. I still want to pick Colossus. Regardless, I'm gonna go to Colossus on this one. It was tough. Even though the size is gonna change it, I still think people are hyped right now, and I think I'm gonna go to Colossus. Even though Billy Butcher, I personally just think I would buy Homelander. I like Eddie over Billy Butcher. I think if this was Homelander, I think I would have voted Homelander.
We've already gotten Homelanders before.
I know, but we've gotten both of these actually. So we've gotten Billy Butcher, So and the Star Ace, and then this one we got it from a Taurus era many years ago. But it's very outdated. Even looking at the pictures, I was going to send them to Valkyrie, and then I was like, oh, they don't look that great because they're like from 2018. So it's one of those things where I was like, I think it's better we use images there from the actual film. Let's actually present it better. So. I think I'm going Colossus. But it was a hard one, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
my heart, bro.
I'm sorry. But Elizabeth, my girlfriend, voted for you, so I think that kind of helps.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
So
it does.
There you go.
It does.
So she voted.
Do we think? Okay, quick note. Do we think that with the final season of The Boys coming out, do we think that we're actually going to start getting maybe some actual like licensed figures from that show? Because the marketing and the hype for that's going to be through the roof.
You have one that's on the way. It's coming. It's just taking forever.
Don't give me hope. Like Hawkeye, don't give me hope.
And in my opinion, Blitzway does like underrated figures. I have the Zorro that they did. It's probably my favorite figure of all time, and they do some great figures. They did another one I think that I wanted, but I didn't get. But they do they're really good with their figures.
Their Ghostbusters figures are pretty good.
Oh yeah, everybody loved the Ghostbusters ones. So they're definitely a good company to have making them. So I know it's taking forever. Kind of like Caustic Plastic is too. Same thing, taking forever on the stuff they're announcing. But at least it's in the oven.
Yeah. I will say Valkyrie, I think it's kind of cool. We kind of both gave X-Men figures. This is The Boys to an extent, I would say, is an X-Men show.
Mutated.
Gen V is more of an X-Men show than anything, but same universe. Yeah.
It sounds kind of funny, but another figure I would have loved for them to make was what was the actor for Butcher again?
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban, yes. Because I wish they made a executioner version of him from the Thor.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were gonna say Dread.
Oh yeah. Dread.
Oh yeah.
That would be cool too.
Dread. And who's he playing? Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Johnny Cage too. Wow.
Yeah. Oi.
All right. I did want to ask Marco. I reached out to him. He knows what both presentations were going to be, and I reached out to him to see if he would give me a vote. I haven't heard back. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. If we don't hear back, we will close the polls officially. Where do we currently stand right now, Eddie?
So far, we're at 4 for Butcher and 6 for Colossus. 7 for Colossus. Sorry, 7 for Colossus. So we're close. It was close. It was actually 1 vote off for a minute there. So if you guys are in the chat, like, please throw in a vote. You know, like I said, even if you don't collect, vote for the character you like, or if you wouldn't get either, just vote for you know, if you're a fan of the movie or the show versus that, like, vote for that. Like, just throw in a vote, help participate a little bit, get these guys, you know, a little closer in the running. It's always fun when it's a little closer, you know.
Were you here, Eddie, for the one that we had to tally it up again, and it was a tie for the longest time?
There was a
my
tie,
God.
and we kept needing someone. What was that one? That was the last one I was on.
Yeah, that one was crazy, guys. There was one we had to do it this way because Marco wasn't here, and it went tied. It was tied, and then no one was responding for a good while. I was like, "Chat, we need somebody. Chat, we need somebody," and no one was responding. And we finally got someone to be like, "Okay, it'll be this," and that ended up winning it. I don't remember whose it was though. It wasn't Harrison's. No, because Marco was here. It might have been the one prior to that, maybe.
Yeah, it was the one before Harrison's, because that was the one I was on, I think. But I don't remember who was pitching.
Man, I'm. It's my show, and I don't even remember. It's been that long. We have not been on this show for a minute. Who was the pitch? Oh, no, that was that one. Yeah, it's been a while. Wasn't it Connor versus that was against you, Eddie. You were here, but that didn't go to Marco was here, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm totally spacing out. Who was it? Oh, KG versus
that's
Phil.
what it was.
Yeah.
It was
KG.
Was it a Spider-Man versus a Star Wars? Or?
KG pitched Selena Kyle from the Batman, and Phil pitched Cal Kestis from the video game.
Yeah.
Keith Lee said, FYI, my vote can be bought and I'm open to offers. Danny, if you want him to switch, he's willing to hear it.
Look, man, all I gotta say is oi.
Oi. All right, guys. I haven't heard back from Marco, so I'm guessing he's extremely busy, can't respond. That's okay. Figure Poser says, I would have went Catwoman. I'm a new voter. He ended up winning, but it was a tie. Yeah, he ended up winning with that last vote. I'm gonna give you guys maybe another minute, and we will close it. If we don't get any more voters, then we will have our winner. All right, guys. And again, I take this moment to thank you guys for staying for the whole stream. I know it was tough, especially with how we started off the show. I just want to thank you guys for sticking along and joining me on the episode. It was actually one of our longer episodes, even though the pitches were some of the shortest in history. But I appreciate you guys sticking around and keeping our minds off of it for a second. Obviously, it was a tough situation, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and for these 2.5 hours. So I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's great to hang out with you guys. It's actually, I was going to say this, it's actually good to stream with Danny. This is only the second time we streamed together.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to be back on a stream, man. I'm not currently really doing that many streams. I am moving to Arizona in the next 2 months. So I'm preparing for that, and as you can see, I have empty shelves. So it's cool to come back to the stream and to this community and say hi to everybody for a second and go back into my little bubble and then come back whenever I do. But it's good to see everybody. Mendez, of course. I don't think, Harrison, we've met before, and if we have...
I've seen you on Copper Drop a few times. I'll speak to Austin about trying to jump on there at some point, but the times are just...
Text them again, man. They always are looking for new guests, bro. Tell them Danny sent you and tell them that I'm gonna pick him up and hold him like Simba if he doesn't let you in. Mendez, of course, always. Valkyrie,
for sure.
Excellent presentation, sir.
Thank you, too.
I don't know if you knew about it. There's a third-party Colossus figure. So if you don't
the Toys R Us
one, and it's not a bad-looking figure. So
okay, thanks for the heads up on it, because Colossus was like one of my favorite characters as a kid. I mean, I don't know if you read the comics from the 80s. Of course, I'm aging myself now, but there's an artist named Arthur Adams, and he just had like the best drawings on comic books, I felt. And the way he drew Colossus, he was always like gleaming, shining, and it was like giant. And I was like, I just wanted one of those figures. Another thing also, and I don't know if you knew this in the X-Men comics, Colossus and Wolverine had this attack. It was called the Fastball Special. Do you know about that one? So what happens is Wolverine puts his claws out, and then Colossus will pick them up and throw them at the bad guys. And Wolverine comes up with his claws out, just kill them all.
So it's kind of a reference in Last Stand when they did that a little bit.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. That's cool.
All right, I have heard from Marco. He is voting for Valkyrie and Colossus. So that's from Marco.
Man, get here, Marco. What the hell?
Hey, Danny and I are the winners because we got to talk our talk.
Let's wait. They don't stop letting me down, bro. Just release these boys figures. Like,
yes.
Come on.
All right. With that last vote, Eddie, can you let us know the results are in? Who is our winner today?
So we have 4 votes for Butcher and a whopping 8 votes for Colossus. So our winner today is gonna be Valkyrie Magnus.
All right, round of applause for our winner, Valkyrie Magnus. Thank you so much. All right, guys, but you guys are both winners for doing excellent presentations, guys. Thank you so much for getting up your time on a Saturday morning to be on the show with us. Again, it was a tough situation there at the beginning, and I know we're all going to be dealing with that, but I really appreciate, again, you guys sticking around and joining me on the episode. Guys, is there anything you guys want to talk about before we go? Anything you want to promote? Anything you want to bring up in regards to something you're doing?
No, thank you for having us again.
Yeah, I'm just glad to be here, to be honest. It's always fun to speak with you guys.
Rest in peace to Robert.
Yes, for Robert as
absolutely.
well.
Absolutely. Again, it's such a hard thing to deal with at the moment, and I want to give you guys the space and time to process it. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. I really, really appreciate it.
Really quick, I reached out to his partner because I wanted to let him know that like, you know, the short time I knew him, you know, he really was a good friend, and he just, part of what he said back was he told Gio that the collecting community and the friendships he made through it meant the world to him, and he wasn't a very social person, so to see him become involved in something he was so passionate about and become engaged with other people who enjoyed the same things was amazing to see. He loved being part of the live streams, and the fact that he had been so involved in the last year made his partner very happy. It was a community he needed, and he loved it very much. So I think he knew that we all loved him and that he made great friendships, and I'm glad that he had that before the end, and I'm glad that his partner had that, was able to see that too for him. It's cool, and it's very sad, man, especially with, you know, I always say I come to these things to stream as a way to escape from the way the world is now. It's very tough, and whenever something like this happens, it's tough because it kind of feels like an escape, sort of a fantasy world we create for ourselves where it's outside of what's happening every day. And so it's good that he had that, and I'm glad that I was able to create that connection with him in the short time I knew him. He was a good guy.
Yeah,
absolutely. And one of the things with this season, again, in us Hispanics and Latinos, and it's one of the traditions. If you've seen Coco, you know about Day of the Dead, and it's one of those things that you keep their memory alive, right? You remember the people that you loved and you cared about. And I know his memory will resonate in this community forever. Robert was a great guy. one of my dearest friends. Again, I was lucky to call him a friend, and again, it's just surreal to me. I was just talking to him, and I was telling him, man, I'm worried about you. I hope you're okay. Please keep me updated. Yeah, man, I will. So,
and the beautiful part is that he is now immortalized in all the streams that he was a part of. So
that's really
for,
cool.
for his partner, for his loved ones, for all of his friends, and for anybody that comes in the future, they all get to witness everything that he loved and get to see him be happy about all the things that he enjoyed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He will forever be, again, as I mentioned earlier, a Menos champion. I know this is a whatever show. It doesn't matter. But again, I'm glad that he was here. I'm glad that he was here and he liked being here. And, I'm glad that we had that opportunity to have him on the show and have him join us and to be a friend, and really, really be a friend. Again, it's one of those things, again, his memory, like you mentioned, in those live streams, whether here on this show, the countless episodes of Figure Talk and Horror Talk that he did on Geo streams and Ben streams, everywhere that he came out, we can always go back to those, and he'll be there and we can hear him and we'll know that he still lives on.
That's well said, man.
Yes.
Appreciate that, guys. All right, guys. Well, it's been a great one. Thank you guys for sticking around. I really appreciate you guys. All right. If there's nothing else, we'll call it a day. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.